What's up, y'all? It's Mr. 100K a day. Versus Rapist Clay. What's up, y'all? It's Mr. 100K a day in the flesh, man. And I'm about to add in. Y'all know what we doing today. Y'all know exactly what we doing today. How y'all people doing out there, man, before I add this dude in? Y'all good? How y'all feeling? Let's make sure y'all feeling good today, man. Y'all cool? Tell me how y'all doing today. Anyway, y'all. So I see y'all got a couple people in here. I'm gonna add dude in about 3 minutes, but I want to just go over let y'all know exactly what's going on. So it's this kid. You know he he put a video out. He put a video out on me and Erin. I don't know if y'all saw it, and the video he put out, I thought it was like kind of corny and all. I was like, why would you even mention me? I don't even know you. I looked up his page. If y'all, I don't know if y'all saw the page, but it's just like I don't even know this kid. Who is this kid? You know what I'm saying? I'm a track and field head, but I really don't even give Neanderthals any attention. Y'all know how I feel about Neanderthals. So I don't even give them no attention for real. But because I got time today, I went ahead and I went and responded. And I didn't even go hard on him because I saw his page and I saw who he was, what he was about. So I'm gonna let him on, y'all. I'm gonna let him on now, so I can give him opportunity to talk to me and tell me how he feel. And we can have a discussion about. We gonna have a discussion about multiple things. We gonna have a discussion about. We gonna have a discussion about my content. We gonna have a discussion about race. Sorry for the stuff on my shirt. I had my son on my shirt early on my shoulder. I came here so I didn't get a chance to change shirts, but we're gonna have a discussion about certain things. So I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, man, because I really don't even give these type of dudes no attention because you know I call this little dude Harry Potter because that's what he looked like to me. That's who he is to me. But I'm gonna see what this dude about. So I'm gonna add him in, y'all, and see what he talking about. We talk dope, but he whatever he want to talk about. This is about dude, man. This is about dude. I'm gonna add him to the thing. We gonna talk about whatever he want to talk about. Here he is.
What's up?
What's
Uh,
up, man? Tell the people what your name is, man. What's your name?
on YouTube or in real life?
The Sprinter, man. Whatever
Yeah, the
your
sprinter.
YouTube on YouTube.
Yeah, the sprinter.
So what's up, man? You put a video out about me and Erin talking about our content is trash, all this other stuff, man. What's your issue? What is your issue? Start number one. What is your issue
Yeah.
with uh with me and Erin?
All right. So I feel like you're kind of different. So do you want me to start with you or Erin?
Start with me. Wait till Erin. When Erin come in, you could go on him because he can respond to the things you say then.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm gonna start with me first.
All right. So I feel like I have nothing against you. I mean, I don't know you personally. Is this with your content? I feel like I don't like the fact that you're hating on people that like all you said, all of your videos are just hates. I feel like it's only this, man. Honestly. No, I don't hear you.
So what do you consider to be hate? Tell me what you consider to be hate.
But I mean, I feel like what you're saying in the video doesn't like it's unnecessary. I feel like we doesn't need that. You're giving your opinion. That's okay, man. I cannot like you do what you want, but I just feel like it's just unnecessary. And you're adding on things. You're not don't even talk about the race or the performance of the people you talk about. You're just adding on like the physics sometimes the I don't know their personality. So it's just that kind of things that I don't really like.
Okay, so why is what? Okay, where are you at right now? What country are you in?
Canada.
You're Canadian.
Yep.
Okay, what's your background, ethnicity?
But My grandparents come from France.
Okay, so your grandparents come from France. Okay,
Yep.
so why is what two black dudes are doing in the United States? Why isn't any of your business to begin with?
Well, I mean, I was just seeing your videos pop on my feed, and I'm like, okay, there's a gap in the US trials, 3 days off. So I was like, I don't know what videos to make, so I'm gonna, talk about them, and that's it, really.
Okay, so why would you talk about us? You got the United States trials going on, and you
Yep.
got the Canadian trials going. You got the Jamaican trials coming up too. So you chose to use your energy to talk about two black men in the United States who don't rock with you. We don't associate with you. You know what I'm saying? You're not our type. You know what I'm saying? I don't hang with people like you in my personal life. So why would you take the time to address people like us when we don't take the time to address people like you? And we laugh at dudes like you because dudes like you like a dweeb, like a Harry Potter looking mofo. I'm just telling you that we don't respect guys like you. Why would you address us when we don't even address you?
First of
Unless you
all,
just want some attention. That's what
man,
I think it is. You want some attention.
man, first of all, the Canadian trials are not even like they begin tomorrow,
Okay.
and the Jamaican trials begin tomorrow too. So there's really nothing like going on at the moment.
So we didn't have nothing better to do than to talk about two real ninjas from the United States. That's what you're saying, right?
You can say it like this if you want to.
I'm just asking because I think the way I look at it is what we do down here is none of your business. You're in a different country. You have a different genetic code. You're not like us. You're not like us at all. So what we do is none of your business. If I want to be down here making content about track and field, about women, about whatever, I can do that. Go to a different page. You ain't got to watch. Mind your business. Why is what black dudes are doing in the United States any of your business? Tell me.
But I can give my opinion on you. I mean,
But I wouldn't give my opinion on you. Why don't you focus on the athletes that are running? That's what I do. I
oh
would never address a guy like you. Why would I address a guy like you? Why would
man,
I address a guy like you? Tell me, why would you address another podcast, a person who's on here talking about track and field?
your last video is about other podcaster, no? Am
What?
I
No,
wrong?
my best video is about other podcasters who I've had interactions with. I had a podcast with Anson Henry. I went on the podcast with Ray's Take. So I address things and the people who I've went on the podcast before with Real Talk with T, and I had an issue with Natasha Hastings. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying? When I was on their pod, I wasn't on the podcast with them, but I was in the comments. So everybody I addressed or whatever, I either have had an interaction with them online or I actually work with them. You have no connection with nobody down here. Nothing. You have nothing. I did have somebody all in the game say I had no interaction with Natasha. I did. She ended up blocking me. She got mad because I commented on something she put out there, a video she put out there, and she got mad. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that why are two podcast dudes who making track and field content in the United States any of your business? Canada has nothing going on. The biggest thing Canada's ever had going on is Ben Johnson. And you guys are known to be drug cheats. When Charlie Francis, who went maybe Donovan Bailey, that was 30 years ago. You guys have nothing going on. That's what it is. What?
Andre DeGrasse is the Olympic champion.
But he's dumpster juice though. I don't consider Andre DeGrasse to be a hell of a dude. I don't consider to be a hell of a dude. Guys like Andre DeGrasse don't succeed because he's a hell of a guy. He succeeds when other people fail. I don't consider those to be hell of a guys. Want me to tell you why? Because Noah Lyles failed at the Olympics in 2021. Andre DeGrasse came through. Andre DeGrasse is a guy who's been running basically the same profile for the last 8 years. And guess what? It's wait to the last minute to try to come back in the race. I don't respect that. So you take one guy who got one title in 10 years of being pro, and that's what your claim to fame is, Andre DeGrasse?
Okay, but I feel like Canada has nothing going on. I mean, US, what is your population? Like 30 million or so?
Yes.
We're like 30 million, so that's just normal. I mean,
no, it's not about the population. Listen, stop. It's not about the population. What it's about is the this genetic population. And let me tell you this, out of all the 350 million people here in the United States, only 40 something million of those people are black. Okay. We're only 12% of the population in the United States. So really that 40 million is the only people that matter when it comes to real good athletic performance in the United States. So, but guess what? Canada, you guys are filled with a lot of immigrants. Haiti, Jamaicans, a lot of those guys are there. So you guys have a pure bloodline than we have because we are more mixed than you guys are. We have more of a melting pot. You guys have a lot of first and second generation Jamaicans and Canadians there. That's what I'm saying. Like Ben Johnson was the first generation. He wasn't born in Canada. Donald Bailey, was he born in Canada? No. So what I'm saying is you guys import all of your athletes, and the guys that are the best athletes from you guys' country come from other places. Their parents come to the United States. Come to Canada from Jamaica, from Haiti. Bruni Sarin, Robert Esme. Go look at the background of Bruni Sarin.
I know. But what's your point with that? I mean,
my point is you don't have a leg to stand on. Your country is dumpster juice. You guys have horrible athletics. Andre DeGrasse hasn't really accomplished a lot. He's been pro for what, 10 years and has 1 gold medal? Track and field is not consistent.
No.
They don't make you a hell of a guy.
Don't disrespect DeGrasse, man. He has like 3 bronze, like silver.
Bronze medals. If a Canadian comes back from a World Championships or Olympics with a bronze medal, you guys throw a parade for him. If a guy from the United States comes back with a bronze medal, guess what? He get laughed at. When Noah Lyles came back from the Olympics, because you're the number 1 Noah Lyles meat rider, straight up. When he came back from from Tokyo with a bronze medal, do you think he got celebrated?
No, but he got celebrated. He was supposed to do better. You're not
supposed to do better. So don't mention bronze medals to me because we focus on excellence here.
But
you guys are comfortable with mediocrity.
Third in the world. Third in the world. And
no, not when you're not from the United States. You guys are comfortable being mediocre, huh?
Facts. I'll say like third in the world is nothing to be proud of when you the world leader going into it and you the favorite to win. Like we don't celebrate being third in the world because we expected to win. So if you show up and get third, you failed.
Oh no, you failed in 2021.
You was the best in the world when you showed up. So you underachieved when you showed up. So like when I seen your video that you posted, I said he's underachieving with his content. Because clearly I'm going through, he making all these track videos. Then all of a sudden, he don't like me and 100K. What we do to you for you not to like us?
Man, I was just giving
let me tell you what you are. You're just like Caitlin Clark. You're just like Abby Steiner. You're just like Matt Boland. A below average in this podcasting track and field game, an average to below average Neanderthal who comes into a space that you don't even belong in. You're from Canada. You're supposed to be focused on ice hockey, not track and field. What makes you think you have a voice in track and field when you don't even have the genetic profile to even succeed in track and field? You don't have the genetic profile. Why aren't you focused on ice hockey? Tell me why you focus on ice hockey.
Track and field. The genetics is to run fast. I can talk about it. I can watch it.
You don't have the genetics for that. You don't have the genetics for you both to play ice hockey. You don't. All
right, but that doesn't make sense, man. That doesn't make sense.
What you mean don't make sense? What's the you just posted the chick. What's the name? Leduc? The chick, Leduc? Yeah. You just posted her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she just broke the Canadian national record. Am I right?
And she rolled as fuck.
What's the Canadian national record?
1096.
1096. 1096 wouldn't even win NCAAs in the United States.
But there's a lot of country that 1096 is a lot better than their national record.
Do you know why? Because those are the countries that have a low African population of this blood right here, this bloodline. Anytime you get away from this bloodline, that's when you start to see those national records go to the 10-9s and 11s. That's what it is. And I don't respect guys like you because of the fact that you and I both know that absent discrimination or absent human societal discrimination where blacks or people like myself are put in a subservient position, right? You guys don't succeed. That's the bottom line. And track and field is just the beginning of that. And you don't have a leg to stand on. Content-wise, your content is dumpster juice because the only thing you do is talk about Noah Lyles. How come you don't have people from your country on there or people with your genetic profile on there?
Man. I don't know what that's come from. If you look at my videos, I talk about everyone, just not Noah Lyles. He's my favorite.
I look at your page. I can go to your page right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw Sha'Carri. I saw Noah. I saw a lot of Noah. Isn't that Noah in your profile picture?
He's in the thumbnail, but I talk about Fred, Coleman. I talk about everybody.
Focus on your people. You mainly black American athletes. Focus on your people. You're not one of us, man. I know you would listen. I know our culture is attractive. Listen, I know our
Man,
culture is
the
attractive.
sprinter are black. The best sprinter are black
Focus
people.
on Matt Bowling. You're not one of us. We don't want you. You're not accepted. You can spend your money. You can.
That just doesn't make sense,
Why
man. That
doesn't it
just
make
doesn't make
sense?
sense.
Why doesn't it make sense? You're not one of us, man.
Man,
You guys,
I
listen.
watch track and
You
field.
are
I
like
make
a
video about it.
hyena. Listen, we're lions. You are hyenas. You're the laughing stock of the community. You're right, of the ecosystem.
Okay,
You're the
so
laughing
you
stock. You're the guy. You're the type of people who come through when everything's dead. You come try to steal somebody else's food, or you find something that's been dead 5 days and you eat it.
okay,
That's
so
who you
you
guys
don't
are.
have the right to
Tell
talk
y'all each
about.
one of us.
Okay, so you don't have the right to talk about Matt Bowling. You cannot talk about him.
He's a part of our sport. This is not a sport for you. Ice hockey is for you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want Matt Bowling out of the sport. Matt Bowling doesn't have he shouldn't even be named in the sport. Let me tell you why. Because a black dude who runs 44.9 and run 45-15 in the finals at the Olympic trials, guess what? He's at McDonald's saying, "Welcome to McDonald's, man. I take your French fry. You take your order. You would like fries with that the next week."
No. Matt Bowling is making money. I can
He's
tell
making
you that.
money because he's a Neanderthal, and because you guys are focused on race and color first before you focus on talent. Because we got high schoolers that should be paying more attention than Matt Bowling. Why is Matt Bowling making money when he hasn't won anything? What has Matt Bowling done?
Quincy Wilson is an exception. I mean, he's super fast.
Okay, we still got Vernon Norwood running 45 mids all the time. We still got Justin Robinson. We still got a lot of people who've been doing a lot of things. Matt Bowling has never done anything in track and field as a collegiate outdoors or as a professional. What has he done?
I agree with you. It's just that social media.
We're not talking about social media. I'm asking your opinion. What has Matt Bowling done?
I know he's NCAA champion indoor, but
indoor. Nobody cares about indoors. The killers don't even show up indoors.
I know. He underachieved outdoors that all the time, but
listen, he doesn't underachieve. He doesn't have it in him. He's uncoordinated. He runs like he's tight all the time. He doesn't have him in him. You of the same kind, man. Y'all should go play ice hockey. Why don't you hit Matt Bowling up and say, "Hey, man, let's go play ice hockey and get away from these guys because we don't have the genetic profile to go compete with these guys." Why don't you do that?
Because I like the sports.
You need to watch. Listen, if you like the sport, you need to create content about the sport, not about other podcasters. Because really,
it's one video, dude. It's one video.
But it's enough. But one video, I mean, it's only. But one is enough. One is enough to strike. To strike that fire. You don't have the intelligence. You don't have the cognitive intelligence. You don't have the social intelligence to even interact with us. So why would you even want to bring that out of us, man? Because you, like I say, I don't respect people like you, man. So why would you even do that?
Man, your argument is just trash. So I'm not gonna even argue with you because that's just don't make sense. I mean,
then what don't make sense? Tell me what don't make sense. Then I'd give you the platform.
Everybody can talk about everything they want on the social media.
Right. So look though. So when we talk about what we want to talk about, like it's not like we went on somebody else's platform and talk the way we created our own platform, got our own views, got our own subscribers, people watching, thousands of people tuning in weekly, daily to see what we got to say. How can we talk about, everybody can talk about what we want to say, but you somehow got a problem with it when we talk about what we want to talk about? And you were in a whole nother country living in a basement and we don't even know you exist. But you got a problem with what we saying. And it's bringing in revenue, it's bringing in entertainment, people entertained by it, people liking it, but you got a problem with it.
No.
Like, what's your problem?
Like, what's
your problem? Respond, say something.
But I'm gonna say the same thing. I mean, I just have an opinion on you. I have the right to do a video. I'm gonna do my video if I want to do my video. I mean, what? I just don't understand. Like, I do whatever the fuck I want, and if I want to make a video about you because I don't like you, I'm gonna make it, and that's it.
So look, let me ask you this then: the content that bothers you the most on my platform, what content specifically bothers you the most, and give me articulate stuff that was content that was made, and tell me stuff that was inaccurate with it and that was not factual. I want to start there. Give me the content that bothers you the most.
I mean, the video with Samuel Little, like I said in the video that I made. I mean, your comment was like disgusting, honestly.
No, what about who? Oh, Samuel Little?
Samuel Little, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. You're talking about impregnating her, right?
Yep.
Okay, so have you ever been with a black woman before?
No.
Okay, black women don't even like you. So don't comment about a black man who's attracted to a black woman when you don't know nothing about black women.
That's not an argument. I mean,
listen, you don't know nothing about black women. You don't know what she would like. You call it disgusting. Let her determine it. Not you. Not you. Black women don't even like guys like you. You look like Harry Potter, man. So don't even get involved with that. What else bothers you then? Because that's not something you should argue about. That's none of your business. Black women don't even like you, man. Black women use you to co-sign on credit cards and car loans and stuff.
Isn't you that were saying like black women's always get with a white guy?
I wouldn't say they always get with white guys. Black women with low self-esteem get with white guys. Ones who got problems upstairs get with white guys. That's a different conversation, though. But don't worry. Why are you concerned about what a black woman does and what she wants when you're not a part of the culture? Black women don't like you. They don't like guys who look like you. They don't mess with you. Why are you concerned? Tell me, why does it concern you?
No, but
would you kind of be Captain Save-A-Hole, man? These women don't rock with you.
Why?
Let me ask you this. When was the last time a black woman has come up to you and asked you for your phone number and she said she want to go out with you?
But I mean, I don't go out. I just don't go out.
Whenever, online, whatever you're doing. When was the last time a black woman has approached you and said, look, you are handsome, you're smart, you're funny, I want to go out on a date with you? When was the last time a black woman has done that?
They've never done that, but
exactly. I mean, so stay in your freaking lane, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
What?
And that
doesn't know what you're talking about.
Your comment was a wrong thing to say, and that's it.
But you can't say what the wrong thing to say is. Listen.
Yes, I can say.
Listen, Shamira Little is a lioness. I'm a lion. You're a hyena. When we're over here talking amongst the lions, you're over there giggling and laughing and looking for some leftover food to eat that we leave behind.
Okay,
you shouldn't be concerned about what the alpha males and these particular people in the ecosystem are doing. Why are you concerned about what we're doing and saying?
Okay, so you're like, no, but dude, like the comment you're saying is like racist. You feel I feel like you're separated like two different, like we are the same race. I mean, we're coming from Earth.
Me and you?
Yeah.
No, we're not. No, we're not. If we're the same race, why don't you go out there and run 10.1 seconds in a 100-meter dash then? Why can't? Huh? If we're the same, listen, if we're the same, why is it right now that all the people, 99% of the people on your page look like me then? They don't look like you. Why is that if we're the same? Why is that?
Because there's difference. There's difference between you and me. But at the end of the day, the difference is like small like this, and you know
it's not.
You know
Let me explain something to you. Do you study anthropology?
I mean, yes.
Okay, what do you study about anthropology? What have you understood? So tell me, if the difference is like this, what genetically separates us from you guys that make us different and eligible to perform better in athletics then, since you understand
it's the environment. The environment. I mean, the evolution.
What environment?
The evolution, you are living in a different country with different condition, with different, like, I don't know, things to do in your life. And
so how did you guys evolve then? Since you know so much about us, I know, since you know so much about what we were doing, I know you know a lot about what you were doing. Tell me, why are you guys operating and moving the way you guys operate, which is at a lower frequency, and our people operate at a different frequency? Then
we're better in different things. I mean,
like what? Like what? What are you better in? Listen. Without first stealing, thieving, conquering that something that don't even belong to you, or doing something to get to harm some people first. What are you guys better at, or what have you guys ever accomplished in history where you have not stolen, robbed, hurt people first? Give me one thing.
What do you mean? Give me one thing.
It don't exist.
Give me one thing. You said you guys do things better. What is it that you guys do better?
No, I'm saying that there's different sports, and you're better in track, and swimmers. Do you see a black swimmer? No.
We do see a black swimmer. The black swimmer just won the 50-meter freestyle at the Olympic trials in the United States. A black chick.
Okay, but there's one guy.
Listen to what I'm saying. It's a woman. But guess what? In the United States, you want me to pull the articles up for you? In the United States, blacks weren't even allowed in swimming pools a lot, even through the 60s. So we were discriminated against even going to swimming pools with whites. So guess what? They started rioting, started burning stuff down. The city where I'm from, they fought and fought and fought. She just posted Samuel Manuel, Simone Manuel. Okay, so we're across the United States. I don't care if you're in New York, Philly, St. Louis, LA. When they integrated swimming pools, right? The whites were mad. They didn't want to be in the swimming pools, and it was mostly white males like yourself, right?
All right,
Because
maybe you're
they're
just better
scared of
genetically
us.
for the sport. You're maybe better for the sport, and I agree with that. I
Listen
mean,
to what I'm saying. What makes the person better at sports? Where is there genetically that makes one person better at sports than another? Is it
but,
how fast? How is it? What on a scientific level, on a biological level?
but I mean, I think it's in track. Like to run faster, you have to have long legs.
No, you don't. Sha'Carri Richardson got short legs, and she got the
Oh,
best top
hell
end
no,
speed in the business.
She don't got short legs.
Sha'Carri Richardson is 5'1". What are you talking about? That girl's 5'1".
No, for like
Shelly Ann Frazier don't have long legs.
She have long legs for like her torso.
Dude,
stop. For her
Stop.
height. For her
Stop.
height.
Stop. At
She's
the end of the day, it's
5'1".
still about stride rate times stride frequency. You got some people that have a short stride rate. I mean, short stride length times stride frequency. You got some people with a short stride but a higher stride frequency. And guess what? They win. You got some people with a longer stride length.
So Boda legs is longer than Shelly Ann legs.
Yes.
No, but for her height, she's 5'1". She has long legs for someone that is 5'1". That's what I said.
Look, what about you? What about your genetic profile? What keeps you from going to run 10 flat? What keeps all the Canadian Neanderthals like yourself from going to run 10
I don't know. I'm not a scientific.
Oh, so but you know everything else. When it comes to black people, you can tell us about, oh, you guys in different environment. Oh, this is why you guys do this because of evolution. But
you
soon as I ask, listen, soon as I ask you about yourself, you don't know nothing. You don't see something wrong with that. You can't tell me why you can't achieve this since we're all the same. Why can't you guys achieve this?
Because genetically there's difference.
What's the difference?
Man, I mean,
let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this, right? Why do people of your genetic profile suffer from osteoporosis at a rate 1,000 times more than people like myself? Why?
I don't know.
You don't know nothing. So that's what I'm saying. Look, I'm being honest with you, man. Look, if you don't know, that means you're ignorant, right? Ignorance mean to not know?
Yep.
Okay, so if you're an ignorant Neanderthal, right, and you don't even know what you're talking about, why would you speak on some things that you don't even know what you're talking about?
I don't know. I mean, it's one thing. It doesn't prove that I don't know nothing.
You don't know.
We're talking about this though. You can tell me how blacks are able to do what we do, but you can't tell me why we're able to do what we do, and you can't tell me about yourself. Why is that?
That's the same thing. We have long torso.
Yeah, nothing to do with the torso. Because your torso can be long, but guess what? If your muscles don't contract fast enough and you don't have fast twitch muscle fibers, does your long torso mean anything?
No, but yeah, so black people have, fast twitch muscle, tendon.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? So I'll have a question, right? Does it ever occur to you that maybe we are modern humans and you could be a Neanderthal? Or you could be an earlier form of human?
Whoa.
No, I'm just asking you. Does it ever because it ever occur to you that maybe you guys were in the Caucasus Mountains, living in caves, and other people we were maybe somewhere else?
Crazy to see. That's crazy to see.
So where did your people derive from? Where are you from? Where was your grandmama from?
France.
Okay. So how far is France from the Caucasus Mountains?
I mean, we're doing different things.
What were we doing different? Were you guys ordering Uber Eats 1,000 years ago? Were you guys ordering Uber Eats and we were in the jungles?
No, but we were more. Okay, I'm not gonna the history. You know the history.
I don't know the history. I'm asking you what the history is. I don't know your history. What were your people doing 1,000 years ago that made your bodies do this and made our bodies do this? Matter of fact, let's go back 2,000 years. What were you guys doing 1,000 years ago? What were you said your great-grandpa people were in France. What were you people doing in France?
Okay, so
tell me.
Let me ask you one question.
I'm asking you the question first. Answer my question first. What were your people doing in France 2,000 years ago?
I don't know what we're doing. What they're doing.
If you don't know, I asked you about black people. You don't know. You don't know what you were doing. So then, how can you have any type of assessment of anything if you don't know?
So tell me
Opinion.
then. Tell
I'm
me then
asking
what it
you.
is.
I don't know your background,
Okay,
but I can make assumptions. But one thing I do know is this, right? One thing I do know is this. In anything, if you have an iPhone 15 and it's operating more efficiently than an iPhone 3, that would probably tell me that maybe the iPhone 15 is better. Maybe an iPhone 15 is a more sophisticated version of the iPhone. Maybe the iPhone 15, maybe the iPhone 5 or iPhone 2 was supposed to die off, but maybe they decide to mix some components in with a later version, and the iPhone 2 end up staying around. Yes, it's functional. It can make a phone call, but it don't operate like the iPhone 15, right? That's
okay.
how I would think. So take the iPhone thing, right? And let's bring it over to humans. If I see a human, right, and this group of humans over here, they're suffering from osteoporosis at rates and numbers that are ridiculous. Things like the sun, right? The sun
Yeah.
kills people like
He
you and hurts people
allergic to
like
the
you.
sun.
You're allergic to the sun, right? The sun gives everything else on earth life, right? It's the process of photosynthesis. It's how plants, it's how animals can't even function without the sun, because without the sun, the plants don't grow and animals have nothing to eat. But you guys are the only thing that is afraid of the sun, and the sun destroys. What does that tell you?
But man, that's like I said in the first, like the the environment was different, so you evolve it different. That's it.
So what did we evolve to?
I mean, this, like, I don't know.
You don't
Like,
know. You keep saying that you don't know. So listen, I'm just going to say this, right? Because you add, like, they're in the comments saying, let me address the comments for a second, guys. I'm addressing the track and field part first, because the man said some things, and he talking about some things he didn't like about that were said on track videos. And I said, hey, well, tell me what you didn't like. And I told him, based on the things he said, he's not a part of the culture. He's not part of the genetic profile. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He is so far removed from reality and from what the real, from real stuff, that it makes him look foolish to even comment on it. So I asked him about himself, and I asked him about black people and where we came from and how we're so good at sports. And he could tell us because of environment and what we were doing. So I asked him what we were doing. He couldn't tell me. So I asked him about his own people, what they were doing. He said, oh, my people came from France. I was like, well, you probably were in the Caucasus Mountains. He said it was ridiculous. And I said, okay, where are the Caucasus Mountains at? What were you people doing 1,000 years ago? He can't answer. Guys, this is what you call.
I'm gonna say this though, okay?
Say what
English
you
is
want
not
to
my
say.
first language. English is my first language, so I have difficulties sometimes to understand or to speak my mind. Okay, so maybe if we were doing this in French, that would be better. But you know,
Right. It doesn't.
I
So
don't know,
English is.
man. Your video was in English, and
Yeah, your video was in
yeah.
English. You ain't have a
I was
problem. You ain't have a problem bashing me and Erin in English. That was cool.
like,
You ain't have a problem doing that. Your English was good then.
No, my English is not bad, but sometimes like the complicated words are a bit difficult. That's just what I say.
Listen, I could tell you, I believe this right here. I believe right now, if you were talking in French, you still wouldn't be able to answer the question of what your people were doing.
Maybe better because I don't know like all the words you're saying. I don't understand all of them, so I cannot answer the question if I don't understand it.
Yeah. Okay.
okay,
So
so
let me ask
answer
you
this.
this. Let me. So do you understand this question? What were your people doing in France 1,000 years ago that made you guys bodies suffer from something like osteoporosis and our bodies don't?
You were doing more sports. I don't know. You were like more active people, so you evolved different than ours.
What made us more active?
But, I mean, we were like, I don't know how to say it, but we're living like in houses and agriculture and all of that before you. You were like, I don't know. You it. So we had that like, I don't know how to say it, man. I just don't know how to say it.
So you guys were living in houses. Where were we living then? Since you guys were living in houses,
No, but you were depend on the country. like France and Great Britain were more evolved at the time. They were like
Evolved how? What were you guys doing?
technology, all
Well,
of that.
listen, hold up. You say evolve. What do you mean evolve? What do you mean evolve? Evolved as far as what?
But more technology, like
What technology did you have 1,000 years ago? Give me what did you have the cell phone back then?
no, not the cell phone,
Okay, let's talk about technology. Did you have the airplane back then?
but not that
I'm
kind of
just asking
technology.
questions. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you mean by technology. So let me just ask. Did you have a cell phone back then 1,000 years ago?
No,
Did you have an airplane back then?
no,
1,000 years ago, did you guys have cars in France?
maybe.
Yeah. Huh? You guys had cars in France 1,000 years ago?
1,000? No, not 1,000 years.
Okay, so how did you guys get from point A to point B 1,000 years ago?
Horses? I don't know. Horses.
So how did we get from point A to point B 1,000 years ago?
Maybe you didn't have horses, but the question is just dumb.
Wait. Why would you guys have horses, but we wouldn't have horses? I'm just telling you, why would you guys have horses and we didn't have horses?
Because there's not always the same animal in the same country. Like we don't have lions here.
What country were we in?
But
Because
I don't know.
if
I
you're
don't
going to
know
say
you.
Africa is a country, it's not a country. I'm trying to figure out, because from my understanding, a place like Africa had camels, donkeys, everything. We have a multitude of animals. That's what you're referring to, Africa. So I'm trying to figure out, how did you guys have transportation in the form of animals, but we have all these animals around here and we're just so dumb, or we're just not going to, we're just not going to use them. We're just going to look at them and say, well, we're just going to keep walking, guys, huh?
If I'm saying like dumb shit, can you explain to me why you're more evolved than us? Like,
I'm asking you why we're not. It's not
No,
my
but-
listen. When you turn your TV on, when you go and you're a sprinter, right? You participate in track and field, right?
yes.
So it's not incumbent upon me to show you that we are more evolved, right? Because you can go outside when you do things that you actually go and involve yourself in, such as sports, right?
Yeah.
That may not have as much discrimination that has filtered us out of it, right? So you can see the evolution and what the results are.
Okay,
So
but
I don't
why?
have to tell you
But
why we are.
Why?
Say what?
Why?
I'm asking you to tell me why you guys are
No,
not.
but and I cannot respond. So then,
Listen,
like,
let me tell you this right here. The only thing that I look at is the results. I wasn't there 1,000 years ago.
okay,
I
but
wasn't
so
there.
am I. So am
Let me
I. I wasn't
finish.
there
So don't
too.
act like you was then. So how can you say that we didn't have this if you wasn't there then?
You asking me the question, I try to answer it. That's it.
Listen. If you don't know, listen, and that's the problem I have with Neanderthals like you. Because if you don't have the answers, just say, "Hey, I don't know." You don't have to try to give an answer to something that you don't know the answer to. That's the problem I have with you guys. You guys are narrow-minded and simple-minded. That's how I know you haven't evolved. Because a real human, a person with a brain, a person with a sophisticated brain, guess what they would say? I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what they were doing. That's what they would say. But you, since you're such a primate, guess what you're going to do?
Oh.
Well, the answer is this. And instead of just saying, I don't know. Why can't you just say you don't know?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know then. I don't know.
That's all. Then you keep your mouth closed. If you don't know, keep your mouth closed.
I didn't even know he ran track. Like, what do you run? Like, what events you do?
Oh, I'm not that good at track.
No, just like what events.
You want to talk about times?
No, I don't want to talk about times. I just want to know the events you do.
What did you say?
What events?
What events do you run?
Oh, 100, 200 meters.
Why you say it like that? You sound like you're ashamed of it. What did you run? What's your times?
I've been hurt for the past 2 years in the hamstring.
I don't want to hear that. What are your times? I don't care about that. I want to hear no excuses. What are your times?
Okay, then 22:9, 22:87, and 11:32.
Listen, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Guys like you probably sit in your mom's basement on a computer, and the Royal Mounted Police or the FBI probably raiding your house to check and see what's on your computer. That's what type of guy you remind me of. That's the look you have. Like, I'm serious. You're the type of guy whose computer should be checked by the FBI. Like, seriously. because of the fact that
Oh,
you're an you say 11-3 runner. You're an 11-3 runner,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
wasting your time at track and field every day. Since you're so sophisticated, right? And you guys have had so much evolution, why are you wasting your energy and time running 11-3 in the 100-meter dash and 22-8 that high school girls from the United States run on a daily and not going and curing cancer? Since you're so sophisticated and got such great technology ahead of people like us,
Okay, that
why
was
don't you go out there
1,000
and
years
cure
ago.
cancer?
No, that doesn't. No, that was 1,000. I just love track. I love doing track. I can do track
Why
if I
don't
want
you
to.
utilize your time? You know, the time you have on this earth is limited. You were born, whatever year you were born, and you're going to die on a
Yeah,
certain
and
day.
I have fun running track. That's it.
Listen. Why don't you do something that allows you to fulfill or do something more for humanity instead of wasting your
But
time
I
running
don't care.
11-3?
People are always wasting their time. I can do like
We're
if
not
I
talking
want to.
about people. We're not talking about people. You're such a
Okay.
sophisticated human. You guys have
No,
evolved. You
I
guys are
didn't say
smart.
that. I
You
didn't
guys
say
listen.
that. I
You
didn't
guys are
say that.
listen. You said you guys have had technology long before.
Back then, not now.
What technology did you guys have back then that we didn't have where we were? Tell me that.
Eh, You know history. Like I don't
I
gonna give
don't
you.
know what you know, man. I'm asking you. Clearly, you know. Tell me. What technology did you guys have back then that we didn't have?
No. This you playing the dumb people. You playing the dumb person at the moment.
Okay, so I'm playing dumb by asking you a question because you say that you guys had technology that we didn't have, and I ask you what technologies you have that we didn't have, and the first thing you said was horses. That's the only thing you said was
No.
horses. So
All
what did
right,
you have? Answer the question.
man.
What did you have? Tell me.
This is like no.
Wait, bro, what's your name?
My real name. You want to know my real name?
Yeah.
You don't even like. You're not gonna even be able to pronounce it right.
I mean, you can just say it.
Man, call him Harry Potter, man. That's his real name. Harry Potter. That's what your name is. Harry Potter. That's what his name
Samuel.
is. Harry Potter.
Wait, so
Samuel.
so Harry, I got a question. So you say you don't like bro videos because he talk about Shamir Little and things of that nature. Why?
Yep.
What's so bad about my videos? And why you don't like me so much?
Because you're hating on people too. I mean,
Who I hate on?
Noah Lyles.
I
You
mean,
knew you
but
were
you
gonna
gotta
say
think
that.
about it.
Yeah, Whitney
You mad
Goose.
that I'm hating on Noah Lyles? That man don't know you exist. How that make you so mad when you pick up your phone and make a video?
What? It's just the fact that you're hating on people on Twitter, like
But
just
it's the fact.
not
But
just
you
on
said
YouTube,
I'm
on
hating. I
Twitter.
asked you I was hating on. You said Noah Lyles. So think about this. I
Yep.
made a video hating on Noah Lyles, and you came to his defense making a video. You see, I made a video about you, and Noah Lyles didn't come save the day and come and help you out and respond about you. So how you sit in your crib all day defending a man that don't know you exist? You know what we call that where I'm from? We call that dick riding.
You come, all right, no. You commented on my video one time, so
What I
you know
say?
my existence. I've been
Oh,
talking
what
to
he
him on
say?
Instagram.
What he be saying?
Huh. What did he say on the comment section?
Yeah.
That he liked my heart.
Who said that to you?
Noah Lyles.
So what did Noah Lyles like about your heart?
But did you see my YouTube channel? Like my
You mean because you have basically a YouTube channel dedicated to him? Is that what it? Because I looked at your YouTube channel and it has a lot of Noah Lyles pictures on there. A lot.
on the thumbnails, yes. I mean, just like if Shakari is running on the race, I'm gonna put her on the thumbnails. It's as simple as that. She's, you know, more
I
famous
just want to
than.
know. I just want to know how me making videos make you so mad to where you had to go make a video.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not that mad. I just wanted to give my opinion about what I think about you. Is like
But why? Like you made nothing but track videos. Like why wouldn't you just continue making track videos? You got all these track meets going on. You got all this stuff happening in track. People getting caught for doping and all types of stuff you could have covered.
because
How
you're
was
part
I
of
the
track and
topic of the
field.
conversation?
You're part
Say
of
it again.
track and field.
Right. So with me being a part of track and field and me doing the things that I do, like you just don't like that just because I'm quote unquote hating.
Yes, that's it.
Man, a guy out there in Canada is mad that I'm hating. You see how that sound? Just think about
All
this.
right.
If I never made a hating video about Noah Laws, would you ever even be mad?
I mean, I don't watch all of your content. I don't.
I'm just saying, if I never had a video that was hating on Noah Laws, would
But
you have ever been mad?
if you're hating on people, yeah. I mean, yeah.
But like, why does that make you so mad though?
But it's just a
Like,
video, guys. It was
what do I
just a
do? What
video.
do I
Like,
say? What do I say? What do I say that's like so hating? Like, what do I say that
okay,
be
so
hating?
because you talk about his personality, how he looks, you don't talk about the race, you don't talk about how he perform. You just,
I talk about how he performed.
yeah, sometimes. But I mean, you always slide a little like, I don't hate this man, or he's corny, or whatever. Like,
And
you
what's
always
wrong,
talk
bro?
bad.
Like, okay, so think about that. Just because I don't like him, just say you have a pedophile that moved next door to your house. Are you gonna like the pedophile or are you gonna hate him?
But you're gonna hate him, but
Okay,
what's
but
the point?
why would you hate the pedophile and he ain't never did nothing to you?
Because he's a pedophile?
Okay, and I don't like Noah Laws because he's Noah Laws.
All right, but don't make like 3 video talking about how he's corny. We understand that you don't like him. That's okay.
Okay,
But stop like
and
making like a
people,
lot like
thousands of people tune in and watch every day. So
good for you, good
why
for
would
you.
I stop just because you mad? A
No, but
motherfucker who's a known factor way out there
uh,
in Canada who
you
means
should not
nothing, who
stop.
opinion that means nothing. I'm scrolling through your videos, you getting 300 views, 200 views. You think I'm gonna stop doing what I do it because somebody who get 200 views mad?
No, I don't think you're gonna stop, and you should not do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, you do what you want.
Right.
I was
And
just
I
giving my
and,
opinion. I was just
and
giving
I
my opinion.
also
That's it.
seen
Right, but you didn't hold up. Let me just say this. You didn't just give your opinion. You told people, don't watch these guys, don't follow these guys. It's like, why would you want to sabotage what we're doing? Why
I
don't you
said
make if you want them, listen, if you don't want
no,
them
no,
to
no.
watch
I
us,
didn't say this. I didn't say this. I said I want to understand why are you listening to those guys. I said why.
so
but
who
that's
should they
because
be
you
listening
watch
to
what we
instead? Should they
do.
listen to you instead of us?
Maybe, or some other people.
Why
I
would
don't
they, hey,
know.
listen? Let me ask you this, right? Do you have any black friends?
Yep, my best friend is black.
Okay, let me ask you this. I know because you really want to be black for real. If you could be black right now, would you be black? Be honest.
Oh, maybe I can run faster. I don't
No,
know.
it wouldn't just be faster. Okay, so let me ask you this, right? If you had the opportunity to be black today, would you be black?
No,
Why?
because I'm born white, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? Why do you think so many women date black guys? Like in the United States, for example, black men are only about 5 or 6% of the population, but they get a lot of women, a lot of different ethnicities, Hispanic, white, whatever. We get whatever we want. Why do you think so many women are attracted to black guys?
I don't know.
Okay, outside of the physical, do you think that we have different personalities that make women may want to be attracted to us?
Maybe.
Okay. Do you think the average black guy is funnier, like personality wise, than the average white guy?
I don't think so.
So you think you're funny, your personality you think you can cross over right now and pull a black girl if you wanted to?
No way,
I mean,
fuck that.
I have a girlfriend.
Let
So
him answer, Aaron. Do you think right now you could come to the mall? If I was walking with you at the mall, a black chick, you see a black chick, I say, go get her, and you can go pull her right now. You think you'd be able to go pull her?
I
Yes
can
or no?
try. I can try. I mean,
No, ain't no try. Yes or no. If we at the mall and we saw a black girl and I said, go get that,
yeah.
you think she'll go with you?
I don't know, but I'll try.
So let me ask you this. If we were at the mall and you was with your black friend,
What is the mall? What is the mall? I
the
don't.
mall, the mall, like with stores, the mall, the supermarket, which I call supermarket,
Okay, yeah.
the shopping center,
Yeah.
Let me ask you, If you're with your black friend, do you think if you go step to a white girl, you think he can get a white girl?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. But you for yourself, you said, I don't know.
Oh,
Right?
he's more attractive than me and more confident. I know this.
Man, we know this already. I told you, doggone, you look like Harry Potter. This is you, man. This is you. This is you.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I look
That's
good.
what I'm saying. You're stuck being that way, man. So my point is, you don't have to hate on two real ninjas from the United States to get clout. Step your game up, get a haircut. You get what I'm saying? Clean up your acne on your face. How old are you?
20 years old.
You're 20. You're 20. You're younger than my son. I'm 41. You ain't even. Well, how many women have you had sex with in your life?
I just one because it's my girlfriend, and I'm
You're a loser. Listen, a guy who's 20 years old from the United States, you're considered to be a loser with your stats. You run 11.3. Listen, you run 11.3.
If
you only had one girl that you've messed with.
Then all right, and I'm not a good man.
Say what?
If it's your standard to say that I'm, not
it's
good.
It's everybody's standard, man.
Okay, then.
Listen. What would a woman benefit? A woman. How would a woman benefit from even talking to you right now? A woman wouldn't benefit from talking to you. You have nothing to offer. You have nothing to offer. I'm serious.
All right.
I'm serious. So listen, my point is this. Your problem really is not about us. It's not about me and Erin. Okay? Your problem's with yourself. You need to go do some push-ups, get your chest right, because you look like you got a bird chest. I'm an old man. I'm twice your age. I'm over twice your age. So I already got kids. I already got a family. I already got a wife. And I got a few mistresses on the side too. Okay. And I have sex every day, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. Okay. So what I'm saying is that your problem is not about me and Erin. Your problem is with yourself. You're in Canada. You're running 11.3 and 22.8. Embarrassing. I'm being honest with you. If I was you and I was 20 years old, meaning you're out of high school, you're running 22.8, you're running 11.3. I would focus on my education. I would focus on what I'm trying to do with my life, not sitting online.
And I'm not you. And I'm not
you. Me riding. You know what I'm saying? You probably need to get who house you in right now?
What does it matter?
Whose house are you in right now?
My mom's house.
Okay. You in the basement?
But man,
are you in the basement? Hey, listen, are you in the basement?
Yeah, but
God, that nigga's in the basement. That in the basement. I knew his ass was in the basement. Ain't no fool.
But I don't see why that's a problem. I mean,
ain't no fooling me. I knew what time it was. Hey, y'all. The video is about to go.
Hey, y'all. Hey, look. See, look. Let me make
so
this
where were you at 20 years old?
Guys, look. I just want to talk to the fans, right, in the comments for a second, right? Guys, look. This is the reason why I tell young men, especially brothers, right? We need to stay focused on ourselves, right? Because we have people out there like this who try to devalue who we are, right? They try to devalue who we are and what we bring to the table and then push themselves up. You have a guy who's running 11.3, 22.8, only slept with one girl in his life, living in his mama's basement in Canada. Black girl, he said black girl didn't even look at him, look his way. You get what I'm saying? He couldn't lie. Let me tell you why he couldn't lie.
Okay, so
listen. Let me tell y'all why he couldn't lie. Because we already know his profile. I asked him specific questions. I've never talked to this man the day before in my life, but I already knew exactly what.
Because I'm 20 years old, I had an apartment.
Your age don't matter. Guess what? Because you could be 20. You could say, "Man, I got my own apartment in the United States."
Yeah,
when
I had my own apartment.
You in college, you got your own place. What?
I had my apartment 1 year ago.
I don't care about a year ago. I care about today.
Okay, but
I care about today. I don't give a f what you did a year ago. I care about what you're doing today.
Why does it matter? What does it matter with what I'm saying?
I tell you how it matters. It tells me that you're really a loser and have nothing else to do with your life than to worry about what two black guys in the United States are doing. That's what it matters.
You're 40 years old talking on social media about track and field.
I get paid. Guess what? My real page, I just started this page right here. And guess what this page is really about to do? I got monetized in 2 weeks from this. And I'm already getting paid. Do I gotta show you my numbers that I've gotten in 2 weeks? 2 weeks. Go look at what Erin posted on his video to you. He posted when I did my first track and field video. I started doing track and field videos 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, and I got 150,000 views. Listen, and got monetized in 2 weeks. How are you monetized?
Not yet, but
my point exactly. How long your page been open?
How
long your page been open? You've been doing track and field content.
I've been doing track and field since like 2022, and then I stopped in 2023.
I don't care about. I don't hear no excuses. Hey man, listen. You're not like us, man. You're not like us.
You hate on people.
Listen. Focus on getting out of your mom's basement. Okay. Focus on getting out of your mom's basement before you worry about what brothers are doing. Okay.
I'm studying.
Say what?
I'm studying. So
I don't care what you're studying for. You need to be studying for a job. That's what you need to be doing. That's what you need to be doing. Listen, if you spend less time online worrying about what black guys in the United States are doing, you would be in your mom's basement right now. I guarantee you that much.
Right. And also, bro, I'm studying too, bro. I'm in college. I got my own crib. Like, but you gotta think about it. I do what you want to do. Like, I'm studying. I'm making these videos that people are actually watching. And you ask why I do these videos and why people are subscribed. Just know, I pay my bills because people watch me. Like, people are intrigued by what I say. Like, even then, like, you say how you hate what we do and hate what we say, but you watch what we do and say. So you can't hate it that much. So despite you liking it or hating it, you still watching it.
But
so
I don't watch your videos now.
So I asked you what you didn't like about it. You got the name and stuff you didn't like. So you have to watch them to figure out what you didn't
one or two. I don't watch all of your content. I mean,
you watch enough. You watch enough. You watch enough, man. Like for real. You need to focus on getting your life together, man. Worry about what some brothers are doing in the United States should be the least of your worries. Seriously.
My content is lazy and easy.
Yeah. Like, you talking about me, us hating, like even if I gave you the platform right now and say, hey, look, other than the no allow stuff, right? Did you watch the video? Like, because I talk about I give a lot of social commentary too. Did you watch the video that I put out about Anna Hall and Sydney McLaughlin?
No.
Okay. Give me another video that you watched in its entirety that you felt like was bad.
Joseph Famboy.
What did I say wrong about Joseph Famboy?
I mean, you were saying that he was an embarrassment to the sport because he run the curve slow.
Well, let's look at the facts. Did you watch Joseph Famboy at the 2021 Olympics in Tokyo?
Yeah, I watched Joseph Famboy since 2021. Yeah.
Okay, right. Did you watch him in 2022 at the Worlds in the final?
Yeah.
Did you watch him last year?
Championship too. Yeah, last year.
Yeah, I'm talking about NCAA. Things that work at NCAA don't necessarily work in the pros. You can come off the curve. If you're running against guys running 20.2,
okay, but
and you can run 19.8, but you could do like a crazy, silly backward split, you could probably still win that race. But you can't give pro guys a 5-meter lead coming off the curve because they're going to run 19.5, 19.6, 19.4, and you will never catch up. So he's not in college no more. I don't want to hear about NCAA performances. I'm talking about professionally.
Do you think that he doesn't try to run faster the curve? Like, I mean, he tried. It's not a strategy. You were talking about strategy. It's not strategy. It's just like he's slow on the curve. That's it.
Listen to what I'm saying, man. When you have a guy 2-3 years doing the same thing wrong, usually it tells you, if you understand the patterns in track and field, it's a psychological block, and they do it. Sometimes they do it almost intentional, so they can always have a reason, an excuse why they lose. Let me just give you some history, right? Tyson Gay was a prime example. All Tyson's career, from high school to college to the pros, they would say, man, if Tyson got out the blocks better, look what would he do? But guess what? It always becomes an excuse, because here along come a guy named Bolt. When a guy like Bolt comes around, now getting out the blocks bad, and you're not walking Bolt down, right? So now the excuse don't even come, because people know that even if you got out the blocks with Bolt, you still wouldn't be able to stay with him. We see these guys all the time. Donovan Bailey, they say. Other than Donovan Bailey, that's y'all biggest star y'all have ever had. Most successful 100-meter runner y'all have ever had. Right? Other than what? Hazley Crawford. Didn't he run the 100 or what did he run? The 100 or 200? Crawford.
I don't know his name. I don't know.
So, do you know who Harry Jerome is? So you don't know anything about Canadian track and field history.
But I mean, like, I've started watching track and field in 2019, so I know like a little bit of history with like, you know, the better of the better. Like, I don't know.
You don't know. So you don't know. You don't know.
But I don't know a lot about the 80s or the.
Well, who was the Canadian? It was a Canadian guy. It was a Canadian guy who was not Hazley Crawford. I forgot who the guy was. I'm sorry, Thunder Juice. I got to get the name right. It was a Canadian Olympic champion from 19 whatever. Let me just look it up. I'm gonna do. Somebody just said just look it up. I'm gonna look it up because I got the name wrong.
They said he did.
It was from like 1924 or something. Canadian 100-meter Olympic champions. And his name was let me see.
Percy Williams.
Percy Williams. I'm sorry. That was the name. Yep, Percy Williams.
In what year?
1928.
In 1928, it's man, like
what about
like
it? What's wrong with
what like
what's wrong with 1928? You just knew earlier. You knew what black people were doing and not doing 1,000 years ago, in a place that you have no connection to. So when I ask you about your own country, something happened in 1928. Now all of a sudden it's too long ago. Is that what you're telling me?
You make no sense. You just make no sense, and you know it. You know.
Well, listen. How does it make no sense? You just said
that's not the same thing. That's history. Like we are talking about track and field. I don't remember like all the. You remember all the champion, all the Olympic champions?
Why wouldn't you know track and field? You're not a student of the sport. If you're not a student of the sport, listen. What? If you're not a student, you don't listen. You already don't have the genetics. You already don't have the genetics, right? If you don't have the genetics, you can make it up with being a student of the sport because you just said you got it up here, right? If you're not a student of the sport, you don't have the genetics. Why are you a part of the sport to begin with if you don't even understand the history of it and you don't have the genetics? What are you doing?
Make videos every day and don't know what's really going on.
Okay, right. Okay. So Erin Brown, you didn't know that guy
from 1928?
Yep.
No, he's not from our country.
Okay, so name me one guy in the 19 early that won the Olympic game. Do you know your history?
Jesse Owens.
But Jesse Owens is like the most famous. Like, oh, all right.
As for one guy, he's an American guy. Listen, before 1936, you can't give me a lot of black people who were even competing for the Olympics on an international level. Jim Thorpe. We had trash white guys who were running those times and white women. You can't give me a lot of black guys. Give me 3 black guys who competed in the 100-meter dash for the United States before 1936.
I don't know. I wasn't watching them.
Exactly. We were not there. We were not there. Black women didn't even show up at the 100-meter dash until when? Maybe what, the 40s or 50s?
Something like that.
So think about it. The fastest women in the world in the 20s, who were they? White girls running 12.5. Know your history. You don't know the history, my brother.
Okay, and
you don't know the history.
Why is that a problem? I mean, what is that a problem?
You're ignorant. That's the problem.
We are in
because you're ignorant. That's the problem.
We doesn't care about the 1928 champion.
Well, you should, because guess what? When you understand the past, you have a more appreciation for the present.
Okay, yeah, but I can understand the past of like 20 years ago, not 100 years ago.
Well, that just shows, like, if you're listening, if you guys have such a sophisticated mind, you should be able to absorb what happened 100 years ago. When it comes to black people, you can tell us what we were doing 1,000 years ago that made you guys so sophisticated and great technology. So why is it when it comes to 100 years ago for yourself or for your own country, all of a sudden you're not knowledgeable anymore? Why is that? Why is your knowledge always limited when it comes to yourself?
Because we don't like in school we talk about history. We don't talk about who's the champion for 1928.
What type of history do you talk about?
I mean, general history. I don't know.
German history?
No, general, just in
What's
general.
general history?
But I
What's
mean,
considered
like
general history?
history of the world, how the world evolved from like back in the days to
Okay,
now.
so give me something that you've learned about general history and the history of the world, how
I'm
we
really
evolved. Since you're in school right now, you're learning so freaking much. Tell me about some history of the world that you learned that you
but
feel like is important that applies today, that you could utilize today.
history.
Tell me.
My history class goes back from like when I was in high school, so I don't remember
Well,
like
tell me the most recent thing that you learned then that you can remember.
I don't know. We talk about like the evolution of Quebec.
Jim Hines, Afro. Say what now?
We're talking about the history of Quebec. So
What's okay? So who was in Quebec before the French got there?
before the French was there, like
Didn't the
the
French come? Wasn't okay? Who don't?
I don't
Wouldn't the
know.
French come and seize Quebec?
C'est des Amérindiens, mais je sais pas. I don't know how to say it in like English, but des Amérindiens,
Okay, who was there?
Yeah,
des
playing dumb.
Amérindiens.
Man, now you want to change the language. Now all of a sudden you don't know how to
But
say it now.
I don't know the word. I don't know the word. Indian people. I don't know the
Indian
people that
people.
were there.
Okay.
Bro,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I see, like, clearly you aren't really paying that much attention in school. But since you so interested in track and you make track videos every day, let me give you some advice because I started making track videos 2 years ago. Actually, well, you said you started watching it, what, 2019? I started
2019. Yeah.
making I started making track videos in 2022, 2023, somewhere around there. And the reason I blew up is because I knew so much about track. Like I didn't just get on there and start meet riding the people who were winning. Because one thing I realized in track, people only like you when you're winning. If Noah Lyles go get hurt, what you gonna do? You
Yeah.
ain't gonna have nobody to meet ride no more. So you knowing what done really happened in track and like what goes on behind the scene in track, you knowing like the stats of track and like who won what, when they won what, like that would take you way further than just getting online, jumping up and down, clapping and
Okay.
cheering for a motherfucker who don't know you exist.
So what do you know? What do you know about? Like,
I know everything. I know who dope. I can tell you. I can tell you your favorite runner who's doping right
oh,
now. I can
I
tell
know
you
that they're doping, and I don't care. I just
how
want
you know.
because I mean, if you look at the top 10, there's all been like I don't know, Asaf Powell's been cocked, Tyson Gay. Like if you look at the top, they are all been in doping issues. So I mean, I know that Noah Lyles is probably doping, and honestly, I don't care. I just want to see him run fast. Fred Curley is probably doping too. I mean, they're all like probably on something, but I don't really care.
So what I'm saying is, you you knowing stuff, bro, will take you way further than you clapping and cheering for somebody who don't know you exist because you running fast is only a small window. So you having that person that you clapping and cheering for, when they stop running fast, if you done built your whole character off of that, then and I ain't gonna lie, for one thing I can tell you, bro, nobody wanna see somebody just be overly positive, especially for somebody you don't know exists, like who don't know you. Like Quincy Wilson, you never seen me hurt say nothing negative about Quincy. Like I know Quincy, like I know him personally. So I make videos about Quincy. I'm uplifting him. I'm putting his name out there. I'm making videos about him so more people
Yeah,
can know about me, get more exposure. Cool. But these older guys, I don't give a damn about these guys. Like I don't have no personal connection with them. Like I mean, I know Fred personally. I know Bro Mel. Like I know these guys, but bro, if you just get on there, bro, and you just state facts, because a lot of people say, "Oh, bro, your delivery was messed up," but it's always a but though. You said this, but it was right though at the same time. Like when you stating facts, bro, rather than just dick riding, like your content will have way more like it'll just be way more worthy to people.
but
Like, and it'll be worth more.
your prediction were wrong. So I don't know what's like
Yeah, my
like
predictions
everything,
were
but you
wrong
don't know
on my predictions were wrong on purpose. You think, bro, let me tell you
on
something, bro.
purpose.
I've been online for a minute. You see your predictions was right and nobody watched it. Of course, I'm gonna make 100-meter prediction and not put no allows on there because
Okay, but
It's gonna be in
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's what
algorithm,
I
and people
say.
gonna
You playing a
interact with it.
character. You playing a character. You're playing a role. This is now a role. Like you, you're not saying facts. You're just like you just said.
So do I say facts? Do I when you hear me talk? Do I say facts? Have you seen me
Oh
say
no,
anything that's not factual?
I don't agree with you. You're saying your
I'm not
opinion.
asking you that. I'm asking you, do I say facts?
No, you're
When
not
you
saying facts.
tell me something I said that wasn't factual. So hold up before you answer that. Noah, Aaron, somebody asked, why didn't you step to me when I said when I made the comment about Quincy Wilson, about my video about Quincy Wilson?
Bro, because everybody have their right to their own opinion. I can't get mad at nobody's opinion. I have my own opinion about everybody too. So if somebody had their opinion, I can't get wrong, especially if they get paid for their opinion. So that's why I was so confused why the white guy up in Canada living in the basement was so
Okay,
mad
so
about my
why do you
opinion.
care about my opinion since I have the right to give my opinion? I mean, that's the same thing. You give your opinion on Quincy, I give my opinion on you.
I know
That's the
Quincy
same thing.
personally, and I'm not giving my opinion on
Okay,
Quincy.
but
I'm just giving Quincy more exposure.
you don't know like all the sprinter that you talk about personally. So
Who don't I know personally?
I don't know, like you
Name
know
names.
personally Coleman? Do you know him? Like
Yes,
you talk to him?
yes.
Okay, and then Sherian, or I don't know, Shikari.
I know. I grew up with Shakiri.
You grew up with Shikari?
Yes, in Oak Cliff, in Woodtown.
Okay, but that's not the point. Like you can know
What's the
people.
point? You're the one making the points.
No, but you can talk about everybody even if you don't know them. Like that's not the point.
Right, you can, but I'm saying like that's not what I'm doing though.
Okay, but like there's not a lot of people who knows personally the sprinter. So you may be an exception. You know, like everybody, but I mean, there's a lot of people talking about other guys and they don't know them.
And that's cool. So look though, do you know Skip Bayless?
Skip Bayless,
Yeah.
he is a he's what?
Do you know Stephen A. Smith? Well, these are guys, they're on TV. And they pretty much do what we do, but on TV. Like they give their
Okay,
opinion. Skip Bayless, he hate LeBron James. Stephen A. Smith, he hate the Dallas Cowboys. He hate Dak Prescott. But
okay.
you don't make videos about them because they hate them people.
Okay, yeah, that's the thing you were saying in your video, like the but LeBron James is like I don't watch basketball, so of course I don't know these guys, so I'm not gonna hate on people I don't even watch. I don't know them.
So
I
just
watch a
because
couple of
you
your
watch
videos,
trash,
so I
I
what?
continue. Continue.
No, so I don't know them, so I cannot like I don't
Hey,
know even
hey,
their
hold up for a second.
existence.
This the dude that just paid to come in. He ha Ka HOA. I think this him. Hey, are you he ha Ka HOA?
Yes, I am.
What's up, bro? You did the super chat. I want to thank you for contributing to the channel. Anybody else wants to jump in, they can. What's up? What did you want to say, my brother?
Oh, not much. I just wanted to sort of contribute to the conversation. I see this guy here is kind of getting pummeled by both of you guys, and he doesn't really know how to defend himself. Um, so and I know how merciless you guys can be on this guy.
Listen, man. Listen, he asked for it. He wanted. Listen, he he wanted to make content about two real ninjas from the United States who he don't know, who he has had no interaction with, who don't even know this guy, and he asked for it. I didn't want to come on here and bully him. I wanted him to give him an opportunity. I wanted to give him the opportunity to come on here and talk and say what was on his mind, what he thinks, or whatever. He made he let it be known that he really don't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't bully him or nothing. This is his fault. I wanted to give him a platform to be able to run his mouth and to say how he really feels and what he really thinks. I mean, am I right?
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, you have a point, but at the same time, I feel like you bring up race too much.
Now listen, tell me. Let me ask you this: where are you from?
I'm from the United States,
What part of the United States you from?
the West Coast.
What part of you in California?
No,
What state?
I'm in Washington.
Washington. Washington, right by Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Oregon that I posted a video that had the lash law that banned blacks from the state, or we get lashed outside of slavery.
If you go to any state in the United States, you're going to find some laws that are kind of whack.
We're not talking about that. I'm talking about Oregon specifically, right?
I'm sure if you go to any state, you can find laws of that nature.
Okay, so let's just look at this for example. Do you think racism and the issues that I talk about on the platform they still exist?
Racism is absolutely legitimate and is still a thing, but I think you exacerbate it by always bringing it up and sort of you think it's wrong for a black woman to get with the white guy.
Well, did I say it was wrong, or did I say this is the difference? For example, with Sidney McLaughlin,
you strongly implied it when you brought up Dr. Umar Johnson.
Well, I brought Dr. Umar Johnson, but Dr. Umar Johnson is a Pan-Africanist. So, and he makes some pretty good points. And he talks about blacks being united and blacks working together and blacks building a foundation within our own community instead of going outside our community. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it, but if you're actually dedicated to eliminating racism, I don't think you would necessarily go for such a strategy.
Well, I don't think racism has anything to do with who you actually date. Racism has, like, these days is more institutionalized.
So if you substituted white for what you're saying right now, would that argument still apply?
See what now?
If you substituted white for what you're saying right now, would that still apply? If white people wanted to sort of just make their own segregated, isolated, colonized.
They already have. They already have. What are you talking about? Did they not? There's nothing they haven't done already.
In what respect have they done that?
You don't understand American history, what's been going on since before America was even formed, when this was just under the Magna Carta, before the 13 original colonies.
And
what did
we do? What did we do in the 1800s to sort of undo that work?
Nothing. I feel like all they did was sign a piece of paper, but people's minds are still the same. And the institutionalized racism is still very, very deep in American culture.
You never see white guys try to get at black women. That's something you never see.
Yeah, you see.
And it's not something that you condemn because it's something that never happens, right? So in your videos, you've never spoken on black women going for white guys.
What black women going for white guys?
I don't know. It's not that big of an issue to me. But I do know that
in my videos, what black women am I referring to?
No idea.
So if I've mentioned black women, did I just say, hey, all black women, or was I talking about a specific black woman?
I also know that even within the context of black women, you discriminate between light skins, red bones, and actual what you consider to be dark black women.
What did I say about them?
That's racism within the context of your own race.
How is it racism within the context of my own? It's called, listen, when you're doing it within the context of black, it's not called racism, it's called colorism. Number one. That's the tip. I'm just giving you a little info. Number two, what do I say about light skin, brown skin, and dark skin women in my videos? Tell me what I say.
I know in one video you were basically lumping in sprinters that got with light skinned black women, red bone black women as being essentially different from those who got with dark-skinned black women.
Did I say that? What did I say?
But I guarantee you that all those women that you describe as light-skinned or red bone, they would all just identify as being black. You understand? They wouldn't want to be discriminated from being the part of the race that they identify with.
So let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. What is your ethnicity?
Oh, I'm white.
Okay. So in the United States, right? Do you know of anything that whites actually have achieved or to do better than blacks without discrimination being a barrier first?
I feel like that's a very loaded question. I can point to a number of things that whites have accomplished, but I'm sure you can sort of interject and say that racism.
No, I want you to tell me. Just point to something. Just point to something.
Sure. I mean, there's more. To take an example, there's more white professors in the United States than there are black professors, even if you adjust for the size of the population, respectively.
But I'm asking you, has the teaching professor part been filtered out through discrimination because of lack of access to education, or has it been an equal playing field from the beginning and blacks just don't just suck at being professors and they fail.
I absolutely acknowledge that racism has been a part, but I'm saying
That's not what I asked you. I'm asking you. But my original question to you, listen, my original question to you was, give me something that has not already been infested or infected with racism that whites do better than blacks in the United States.
It's only one thing, bro. Is get burnt by the sun. But really, other than that, bro, I really feel like with his videos, especially with like the black women and the dating the white men, more so with Gabby Thomas. I mean, I don't really have any videos because, like I say, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. A lot of this stuff he do and say, I don't agree with. Oh well, like who cares? But like with the Gabby Thomas thing, it's more of like a hypocritical thing. Like she made a video 2 years ago before she started dating her white boyfriend or husband or whatever he is. And she was like, black men, or I don't like black men who don't date black women and things of that nature. And she has a white boyfriend, like shit like that. But that's just what I see it as. Like I don't really too much think about it that much or dwell on shit like that much, honestly.
I want to address this guy's point though, because I feel like what he's hitting at is when you take away all the stuff that's been loaded with racism, like
and I
education, the economy, all that stuff, what's left with is sports. And I think he's trying to imply that when you come down to like that physical stuff, that raw stuff that you can't take with institutionalized racism, that blacks dominate. That's simply not the case, because whites do better in terms of lifting, gymnastics, swimming, and a host of other stuff.
Well, let me say this. Let's just start with swimming. And like I said, if you take the institutionalized racism out of it, then you don't use it. Where I'm from in Missouri, and this is across the United States, routinely, especially after Brown versus Board of Education came in the 50s, they eliminated the separate but equal swimming pools. Okay, not just along with education, but it came with everything. So separate but equal became unconstitutional. So when blacks wanted to go in those same swimming pools, guess what happened? Guess what type of riots happened? Guess how much violence happened? Okay, so blacks don't not succeed at swimming because we suck, but blacks haven't had access to swimming pools for the longest. And even now, places that I've been, when black kids show up to those same swimming pools, they'll put signs up to say you can't access the swimming pool unless you live here, or unless you're a resident of the municipality, or unless you're a resident of this. They'll put all these barriers up that are still in place. So racism has infected athletics and sports and swimming also. That's the point that I'm making. So you can't use swimming.
Yeah, but at the moment, I mean, everybody has the same like technology. Everybody is on the same level. So
not everybody, because a significant enough portion of the population of the United States still operates either in lower middle class or in poverty. So in a lot of these places that are still in poverty, guess what? They don't have access to those same resources, right?
Yeah,
that's where the talent is. So let me say this right here. If you take a white guy, and I believe this, you take a white guy who's middle class and you take a black guy who's middle class, give them the same thing. Who do people usually want to hang around? Who has the better personality? Who's funnier? Who gets further?
That's
Who gets
dependent on the
further in
person.
sports? Who has more social intelligence? Who has more cognitive intelligence? Who get further when the playing ground is equal? It starts equal.
That's not a question. I mean, it's dependent on the person.
What your opinion is.
It depends on the person. I don't know the two person. It's like,
listen, the sprinter.
You can say the same thing on two black guys.
Listen. Black women, like I said earlier, black women don't even like you.
Okay, but I don't care.
Black women don't like you. You can't even speak on it. You're not qualified to speak on it. Black women aren't even attracted to you.
Why
do you know that?
Don't like him?
Say what now?
Why do you say black women don't like him? You don't know him.
We talked about it earlier. Were you watching earlier, an hour ago when we first started?
But when you take those variables away of like him like admitting to like being socially awkward, and you take like a white guy that has all of the social intelligence that you claim black people have.
White people don't have social intelligence. My thing is white people do not have social intelligence. That's why you guys still do the things that you do. Let me give you a prime example. Just the simple-minded thinking that a lot of you guys have. Even in the political spectrum, when they talk about votes, they go white suburban, white rural, white urban. They're so simple-minded when it comes to blacks. They always keep the black vote. If we vote anything outside of Democrat, you guys automatically can't believe it, and we're just such sellouts. Because you don't have social intelligence, because you don't have the mental capacity to really fully understand that all humans, we have, and even black people, we have an ability to think for ourselves. We don't want to
This
be
is so
attacked.
racist. This is like so racist.
Let me finish.
No,
I'm
but
just saying how politics works in the United States. They call it the black vote, as if we're supposed to go towards one way, vote one way, think one way. Like we're supposed to have a monolithic thinking pattern. We don't do that. We could be Republican, we could be Democrat, we could be for or against certain things, but they always call it the black vote. Black people are divided among many levels, and one of the easiest things to divide us along is the suburban black kid or the urban black kid, or the poor black kid or the middle class black kid. Those are lines that divide us off the flip. You guys see a color, and that's why I say when I see things like that, it tells me you guys don't have social intelligence all the time.
I think what we're trying to get at here is you're the one that's seeing color. Like literally out of all of us, you're bringing up color the most. And it's a little unwarranted. And for all this stuff that you're saying about white people, there are probably, well, actually, for a fact, there are more white people in the United States right now that want to end racism than there are black people.
What are you talking about? You think? Listen, let me ask you something, right? What makes you think white people want to end racism?
Right now for like, look,
I don't think so.
If you ask me and this guy, I don't know what his name is.
Call him. His name is Harry Potter.
I'm not going to call him
Harry Potter's his name.
If you ask me and this other white guy right here, if it was up to us, would we see color in everything? We would say no. There's a reason this guy, he's been posting all these videos about black track sprinters, but he doesn't bring up color at all. To him, it's just sprinters.
Listen. You want me to tell you why? Listen, let me tell you why. Want me to tell you why? Because he wants to be black. His friend is one of his closest friends are black. He's a dweeb. He looks at black guys like idols. That's why he posts Noah Lyles, because he would aspire. He would love to have even a fifth of that talent.
Watch the World's Strongest Man competition. Do they want?
Nobody listen. Let me tell you right now, man. Nobody care about the World's Strongest Man competition.
Yeah, they do.
And listen, nobody care about that.
If you're going to argue that it's niche, track is just as niche. And ask Erin Brown.
Listen, track is purist though. Track is a purist because guess what?
What does that even mean?
It means that it's the foundation. I'm a purist, meaning most sports have a foundation in track and field. Running, jumping, throwing.
We could that because lifting is just as pure. You don't think just brute lifting shit off the ground is just as pure as track? That's ridiculous.
No.
I don't think so. Because
power cleaning. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I'm 41 years old, and I ain't never had to power clean anything other than in the gym. I ain't never had to deadlift anything other than when I'm in the gym. I ain't never had to squat anything other than when I'm at the gym. Because guess what? In 2024, listen, in 2024, we got dollies, we got machines, we got elevators. I ain't never had to carry none on my back.
Human history that we don't have to do anything physical. That because it's suddenly no longer relevant, that it's somehow less pure than track.
No,
track is clear. It's clear.
Track is the most pure because, like, you gotta think about it. It comes down to this, bro. Running. You can run, and people just naturally run. 1 year old, 2 years old. You be late for your bus, run after the bus. You can run out to the mailbox and go get something. Like, it's pure in that aspect of it.
We're lifting things every day. We're lifting things every day.
Legs be running, bro.
Distance running is absolutely pure, and people have been doing that for thousands of human history. Sprinting is not pure.
Bro, but
why is sprinting not pure?
We're not talking
because
about
if
sprinting.
You compare us to any other animal in the animal kingdom, we get absolutely outclassed when it comes to sprinting. But when it comes to distance,
we're not animals, though. We're not animals. We're not animals. We're humans.
In the past, when we actually had to go places, we had to go far. We didn't have to go fucking 50 meters, 100 meters. That's ridiculous. What could you possibly get to in 100 meters that you couldn't get there walking?
Your point was track isn't as whatever.
No, I'm not saying it's not as pure as weightlifting. I'm saying they're on par. But I'm saying why does that even matter that track is somehow pure. It's a sport. It's not something we have to do. So the purity.
This is what I'm saying right here. This is the point that I'm
Not
making.
that you have to do
Before
it,
we
but
let me make this
I'm just
point.
saying, like, if it did matter, like track is more pure.
It's not. It's
before
Before
bef-
over
and it's
weightlifting, there's
niche.
people.
hey
Bro,
Harold
there's
the
people.
Guru.
There's
Harold
people
the
that has
Guru.
never
You
lifted
gotta
a weight in
add.
their
You gotta
life.
do a $2 super. Hold up. You gotta do a $2 super chat before I can add you in. Harold the Guru. I saw you just jump in. So you gotta do a $2. You gotta do a $2 super chat before I can add you in.
But yeah, like I was saying, bro, there's people who's 50, 60 years
Can you hear me?
old
Hold up, Harold the Guru. Can you hear me?
that has never ran in their life.
Okay, you got okay. Do the $2 super chat, then
But
I'll add you in.
I mean, the whole have never lifted a weight in their life. But everybody has ran if you have legs and you're able of walking. You have ran, you've jogged, you've
Everyone has
thrown
lifted
something.
Everyone has lifted something before, though.
Yeah,
not necessarily a weight, but everyone's lifted something.
Yeah, but nah, not even that. Like, not
Yeah,
quite.
everyone has lifted something, bro.
And
Come on, don't try to pull that on me.
Not quite.
Everyone
a
has
chair,
lifted
you lift a
something before.
chair. Sometimes you lift table. You lift like
Bro, but
your
you gotta think about it.
water. I don't know.
Honestly, we don't even have to talk about purity. The point he was trying to make, though, is weightlifting is niche, but so is track, and you fucking know it, Aaron, because all these track guys, like, if it was soccer or football or basketball, you wouldn't be able to get these pros to talk to you. But you make a couple of shitty videos
I mean,
about Noah
I
Lyles,
have a
and then
lot
he's
of.
suddenly
I'm not
replying
gonna
to
say
you.
I have a lot, but I mean, I have followers who are in the NFL. I have followers who are in the NBA. Like, just go through my following list. Like,
But how many of them are actually actively commenting on you and blocking you when you say shit? Not because you're
they're not
irrelevant.
blocking, but they're definitely commenting and agreeing. They're definitely commenting and agreeing. And I don't really get I don't really get blocked that much. I get blocked by shit like Tara Davis, like people who are really non-factors in this sport, who really don't hold no weight, who really not winning nothing. So that's not really too big of a thing. Like,
Noah
so I
commented,
don't.
is he not winning stuff?
You said what?
Noah commented, is he not winning stuff?
No, I said people who are blocking me.
Oh yeah, he's not blocking you. Fair point.
Right.
But he definitely don't like you.
Nah, I think bro liked me, but I mean, even then, I don't make videos to be liked. Like, that's never been my intention. If I came online to be liked, I'll be like the guy up there in Canada living in the basement. Like, nobody would be watching what I do. I wouldn't get paid from this. I wouldn't be able to buy
Yeah,
new
that's what I
cars
was
with
saying
off
in my
my
video.
cars.
You get your views by hating on people, and
Not
no, that's okay.
necessarily, bro.
That's
You
what
got
you
to think
do.
about it. 2 years ago, I got a call to be on Dr. Phil because I did 15 million views. And I never did it. This was way before I ever made a track video. I was just doing prank videos and comedy videos online. So you just can't necessarily say that's what I do and that's how I get it. Because I ain't gonna lie, I've been on TV shows, I've done commercials, I've done all of that, and that wasn't from doing no hating.
Okay,
So
but now at the moment,
bro, I mean, I just give my opinion, and you may not like my opinion, so you may view
yeah,
that as hating. But if somebody go out there in a race and they get butt naked last, and I say, damn, he was rolled, is that hating or was that? Am I not telling the truth? If I
no,
post a
but
video
Noah
of
is getting
myself at
first,
a
and
track
you're
meet,
saying,
if I post a video of myself at a track meet and I go out there and get rolled, I'm like, damn, I was rolled at this track meet. Am I hating or
yeah,
am I telling the truth? So is
yeah,
it only
you're
hating when I
talking
do it
about the
about
performance.
everybody else and not do it on myself?
Okay, no, that's good. You are talking about the performance, but what I don't like about you is you're talking about appearance. You're talking about his personality. That's why
Stephen
I
A.
don't like
Smith
you.
and Skip Bayless do it on TV every day.
But I don't care about these men. I don't watch them. I don't even know them. Like,
Well, you need to go watch them
okay, but
and see if you feel the same
and
way
and
about them as you feel about me.
okay, and then if I watch them, maybe I'm not gonna like them, but I don't know.
Hold on,
No,
let me.
But you still
I'm gonna
watch
keep it
me.
real. I'm gonna keep it real, Mr. Les Sprinter or whatever. Yeah, like hating is kind of a big thing in sports. It's kind of what makes sports fun. So these guys hating, yeah, you kind of just have to live with that. Now, my big issue is that they're sort of annihilating you here, and you don't really seem to be able to defend yourself that well. And not only that, they're bringing up race way too much into it.
I
And
don't bring up race that much.
Yeah,
I feel like you should be able to make videos. If you're a white guy, you should be able to make videos about sprinters who happen to be predominantly black, and race shouldn't be a part of it at all.
yeah.
Right. And
You're
I
not.
never
You're not a.
I never brung that up. I just brung up videos. He just makes so many no
But this
loss
guy,
videos
Mr. 100K, Mr.
and mad at me.
100K over here.
Right.
But listen, my thing is this. Oh, let me say this, right? What should I call you? What's your name? Segue? Segue.
Yeah.
All right. Or what's it like saying LFE is for real? What's it like? I always thought she was the cutest thing. Oh, let me respond to this person in the comments. She okay. Allison Felix cool, but she's an LA chick. I never like LA chicks. They like kind of like really simple minded. They always have acted fake. Even today when I go to LA, the girls act really fake and just ditzy to me. It's just really not my thing. She's intelligent, but she just kind of like weird. And then she ended up with a good dude, Kenneth Ferguson, and I'm happy for her, but I wouldn't, that was just something that we did while we were young, So let me just say this, segue.
Yo, what's up?
I mentioned race because it is still very, very prominent in the United States. The things how I tied in, even the thing that's going on with Caitlin Clark right now in basketball, right? It's the exact same thing that I could say about Matt Boland, Abby Steiner, Steve Prefontaine, and the rest. And the thing is, you guys overhype white athletes who ain't accomplished anything on a professional level, right? Anything on a professional level, and they already want to give these people these accolades. And since you guys always overhype them instead of focusing on talent, that's where I come in and say you guys are simple-minded because of the fact there are a lot of like the Jeremy Lin thing. We got black dudes who was doing what Jeremy Lin did day in and day out, and all of a sudden Jeremy Lin come and do a few crossovers and score a few points. Guess what it comes to now? Now all of a sudden we going through what they call Linsanity. Come on, man. It's the same thing.
No,
whoever just came in, this is very entertaining. You gotta do a $2 super chat before I'll let you in. But go ahead. We're going to respond, segue.
Yeah, I feel like it's just sort of a phenomenon you have to deal with. Again, you don't really know me, so you don't know whether I've been supporting Matthew Bowling, especially on account of him being white or not. But I can say that the phenomenon of white people supporting white people is just the same as people coming over to people making videos hating all day because it's funny. It's just sort of a phenomenon you have to deal with.
But it's not. But listen. So let me ask you this. When you guys support an athlete, do you look at their talent first, or do you look at their race first?
I can't speak for every other individual.
What about you?
I look at their talent first.
So do you support Matt Boland?
Yeah, I support him.
Why would you support Matt Boland when the man just broke 45 seconds for the first time, and we got 20 other people who
he's one of like 4 men in history that have broken 10, 20, and 45.
But what has it gotten them? Absolutely nothing. He still hasn't made no teams. He has no national titles.
All of those
but he has
in the grand scheme of things are trash.
And then what is this? Is like his first or second year as a pro, so you got
indoor. So let me ask you. You give credit to guys.
So all of Coleman's championships indoors don't mean shit.
No, an indoor title don't mean nothing.
And Noah running 6.44 doesn't mean shit.
No,
it absolutely does, because I know you've made videos about it, Erin.
No.
Noah running 6'4" means nothing. Only thing you running faster than a 60 do is destroy the back end of your race. If Noah wasn't focused on a 60, when Noah ran 983 at the U.S. trials, Noah would have ran 977, 975.
That's not true.
When you work on the front end, your back end will suffer, and everybody knows this who runs.
Yep.
So why is he running his personal best a month away from the Olympics? He has another month to prepare. So more than likely,
who's to say he's going to go fast? But you got to think though. He running his personal best, but the man ran 6'4" months ago, so he should be way ahead than he was last year. And it's not like he's running 6'4" against guys whose PR in the 60 is 6'6", and he's still not beating them to 60. So him focusing.
He's beating them all.
Coleman ran what 6:43 also months ago, and now he's running like 9.9 in the finals. So what do you have to say about that? But that's how
Coleman beat though.
Huh? Coleman can't finish a race.
That's how Coleman beat though. He's a 60 guy.
If you take everything into consideration, and you consider that Noah didn't run 9.8 until the very finals of last year in Budapest, and now here he is in the Olympic trials. The Olympics are still a month away, and he's already at 9. He's already at his personal best.
Segue. Let me remind you of something, right? Noah also ran 9.8.
Okay,
Noah
it
ran
was
9.8
8.
6 years ago. Let me hold up. Let me say this.
Literally.
Noah ran 9.8 6 years ago.
988 6 years ago.
986, I believe.
Yeah, he ran 86.
But
like
that
in
ain't
21.
83.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's the 300s. He just got more consistent run at the same time.
When you're at
You
that
can say,
level,
listen,
300s is fucking huge.
he has knocked, listen to what I'm saying. He has knocked over a 1/10 of a second off of his PR in the 60. But guess what? In the last 6 years, he's only knocked off 300ths of a second.
That's because
over
the
his 100
60
time.
was comparatively weak. Now it's sort of on par with his 100. But his 6.5 or whatever it was before was not on par with a 9.8 low.
No, his
Listen.
PR was 6.6. And when he was running 6.6, he was running 9.8. He's running 6.4. He's running 9.8. So him working on the 60 did what?
You have to consider that
Nothing.
his emphasis has changed. In 2022, his emphasis was 200. 2023, his emphasis was on doubling.
In 2018, he was national champ.
As a junior.
What?
He won the junior championships in the 100.
Yeah, he did that off of raw talent. As a pro, he's been
Oh,
specializing
my
in certain
God.
events.
Okay, so in 2018, he won the national title. In 2018, he won the national title.
If you watched his actual interviews, he literally said in 2022 he focused specifically on the 200.
Dog,
not every year does he do that.
Listen, man.
Some years he focuses on both. Some years he focuses on one.
Listen, the bottom line is this: in the Olympic year, he ran the 100 and didn't make it. He won the 200 and made it, and he choked. In 2016, he was a junior. He was still in high school. I think 2017, he get injured or something. 2018, he ran the 100 and won the national title. Don't forget that. He won the national title for the United States in 2018 in 988. His PR that year, he beat Coleman over in Europe.
So let me ask you this. If Bolt was focusing on any given year, say 2009, 2008, let's say he focused specifically on the 200, he barely did any training for the 100. Do you not think that if he also ran the 100 at his national trials, he couldn't have won that based on pure 200 training?
Man,
do you not think that?
Listen, Bolt is an anomaly. He's not the normal. It's an anomaly.
Lyles isn't an anomaly. You can't compare nobody to Bolt.
You have to be the number one in all of humanity to be considered an anomaly. Noah isn't an anomaly.
Come on, man. Come on now. You can't compare. You can't use Bolt because Bolt. Listen, every time Bolt won a title, particularly at the Olympics, all his Olympic titles were won by at least 700ths of a second.
If you're top 3 in the 200 all time and top 20 or whatever in the 100 all time, you're not an anomaly. That's just run of the mill, whatever.
No,
his dominance. 20, no. Listen, his dominance was an anomaly. Usually, guys don't win literally every championship final they have when they become and have that type of longevity like that. You know what I'm saying? No man or woman has had that type of longevity in the sprint.
An anomaly.
Huh?
So he's an anomaly.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Everything track. You gotta do a super chat. $2 super chat. Everything chat.
Okay, man, I'm serious though. Noah Lyles has been winning the 200 meters since a long time now. Like nobody's touching him.
How about this? Why don't he actually have an Olympic title then?
I'll say he lost the Olympics.
Okay, he did one Olympic game. He did one time, one Olympic game only.
No, the first time he failed going to the Olympics, he was a junior. He was still young.
It
don't matter. Listen. Let me tell you right now.
Okay, why Quincy Wilson failed? Why Quincy Wilson failed? Because he's 16 years old. That's the same thing. Noah was like, I don't know, 19 years old. Noah was 19 years old. Of course he's not going to win.
And he got 4th at the trials, and he damn near made the team.
Yeah, and Noah Lyles was 4th in the trials too.
That's what I'm talking about. Noah was
4th at the trials. How old was he at the trials?
The next Olympic trials.
He was 18.
That's what I'm saying.
If your criteria for being a failure is going to the Olympics but not actually getting an Olympic gold medal, then 99% of Olympians are failures.
No, that's not the criteria. Aaron, tell him what the criteria is and what makes Noah Lyles the failure at the 2021 Olympics.
Number 1 in the world. If Noah, let's say this: if Noah Lyles goes to the Olympics this year and he doesn't win, he failed.
Okay, Erin, can I say this? Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Noah Lyles' fastest time this year was 1974.
Times don't win titles.
What? What did you say?
Don't win titles.
But you said that he was the fastest, so he was supposed to win. So that's your point. Now I'm saying that he was winning like.
I'm saying y'all saying he's this dominant guy. So if he was this dominant guy, he's the world leader, he was the world champion. How did you? If he shows up and he doesn't win,
Okay,
he did
he was
what?
running 19, like his season best at the Olympics was 1974. He ran 19.74 in the final. So he ran his fastest time in the final and under the grass,
No, he did not. 2 weeks later, he went to Prefontaine and ran 19.5.
Yeah, but at the time it was his season best.
Oh my!
Listen,
God.
that's what cowards do. When the pressure's on, cowards fold. When the pressure's
Okay,
off,
okay, no, I was
shine.
a two-time world
He
champion.
shined when the pressure
The
was
world
off.
championships don't matter.
Say what?
The only criteria for folding or not folding under pressure is whether you show up at the Olympics. All the world
I'm
championships don't
saying
matter.
that the Olympic
European
Games for track and
championships don't matter.
field, the Olympic
Indoor
Games in
championships don't
track
matter.
and field. Listen, the
Well, that's
Olympic,
your
Olympic
biggest
championships
moment.
don't matter.
the Olympic Games in track and field is what you aspire. You don't aspire to be world champion. Let me ask you something. Segue. If you could, would you take 3 world championship gold medals in the 100 or 1 Olympic title in the 100?
I would choose an Olympic title.
Okay, the sprinter, Harry Potter. Would you rather have 3 Olympic champions, 3 world championships in the 100 or 1 Olympic title in the 100?
3 world championship.
Why?
Because it's because you're the best. 3.
Okay, let me
Three
ask people in
times in
the
a row.
comments. Hold on, let me ask people in the comments. People in the it's 122 people in the comments. Would you guys take an Olympic gold medal in the 100 or would you take 3 world championships in the 100?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. 3 world championships. Fuck that. Like the world championships have no weight, bro. Like outside the track, if you think of the grand scheme of things, like the Olympics is it's like the pinnacle of track and field.
Yeah, and that's
So
the
if you
problem.
win
That's
the
the
Olympic
problem in
title-
sport.
My point I'm trying to make is if you're a real track fan, you don't want the only championships to matter to be held every 4 years. That's like if you were a fan of basketball, you would want the only championship to matter to be held every
But
4 years.
that's just
Every
how
other
it
year
is in
doesn't
track.
fucking matter.
The
Yeah, but that's a
championship that
problem.
matters is every 4 years. That's why those Jamaicans, they don't really care about the world championships that much, and they go to the Olympics and they win, and that's why they're legends in this sport.
Let me say this right here. I want to give you just a rundown, just to show you how real, when you're a real modern human and you think logically, this is what you push for. And the Jamaicans are purer than us. They got less, mixing in than we do. Let me tell you right now. Jamaican women in 2007, who won the 100-meter title? Y'all remember? Matter of fact, let's go to 2000. Let's go to 2003. 2003, who won? Tori Edwards, because Kelly White got disqualified. 2004, the white girl from Belarus came in and won. I think it was Belarus, right? So we lost. 2007, I think it was Veronica Campbell came and won the 100 title. 2008, guess who showed up? Shelly Ann. 2009, Shelly Ann. 2011, Carmelita Jeter. So what I'm saying is that then we saw Tori Bowie show up in 2017, and we also saw who was the other chick? 09, we saw Carmelita in 11, Tori Bowie in 17. It was another one in there somewhere, I thought. 13, 15. Who won in 15? Who won in 15? The 100 title. I can't remember. My point is this. This is the point I'm making. Jamaicans are big game hunters, and they understand that everything's on the line at the Olympics. I'm going to tell you right now, Sha'Carri Richardson probably won't win the Olympics in the 100.
Facts.
I'm going to tell you Noah Lyles probably won't win the Olympics in the 100 either. Because everybody knows that this is where the killers come out. Matter of fact, in 2019, damn near we swept. Damn, what didn't we win in 2019? But what did we win in 2021 at the Olympics?
Okay, but like, how is the pressure like different from a world championship? A final is a final.
Because of the world championships, you have track people.
Wait. Erin, what did the zoo just say? Harry Potter. Repeat what you just said, Harry Potter.
Stop like calling me that. First
You're
of
Harry
all,
Potter. Your name Harry Potter because you look like Harry Potter.
All right.
What was the question you asked? What would you ask him again?
I said, why is the pressure more on the Olympic? Is the final? You're against the same guy. You're against the same guy you're going to be against in the Olympic game.
You don't understand. Listen, you don't understand how the weight is on you different, and what your legacy is when you become Olympic champion in contrast to being a world champion. They don't like into your brain.
Ask them. Like,
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. You give an Olympic title the same weight you would give a world championship title?
No, three. You were talking about
Let
three.
me just
If you're
clarify.
talking
Let me
about
clarify
one,
this
then
whole
yeah,
situation.
the Olympic
Segway, what'd you
matter
say?
more.
Being the Olympic champion weighs a lot more than being world champion. I'll give you that. But my point is, in regards to Noah, he's only gone to one Olympics so far, and he still
Yeah.
got a medal out of it. So you can't call him a choker just because he didn't get the gold medal out.
Listen.
No,
No.
gotta give him another
You are a
opportunity.
choker until you prove otherwise. We say the same about Grant Holloway. Grant Holloway had the world in his hands, but he went and what did he do in the Olympic final?
Okay,
He
so
choked.
so Marcel Jacobs is not a
Aaron,
choker.
Aaron,
Marcel
you think
Jacobs
he's a
is,
choker?
He won the
that
Olympic
guy.
title.
You think Grant Holloway is a choker, Aaron?
What'd you say, Segway?
You think Grant is a choker?
Without a doubt.
Grant choked at
No,
the
I'm
Olympic
asking
Games.
Aaron. Huh?
Yes, Grant choked at the
No.
Olympic Games.
Is he a choker? Or did he choke at the Olympic Games? Is he a choker? Or did he just choke at the Olympic Games?
I mean, he's choked a few other places too. He choked at the Diamond
But
League final last year. So
looking at
until
his
Grant wins the Olympic,
looking
yes.
at his entire career, is he a choker
Yes.
or is he not?
Yes, he's a beast indoor. He's a beast indoor, and he chokes outdoor. Until until he goes and win an Olympic title, yes.
But he's won a world championship, right?
I mean, that means
and he's
nothing.
won a whole. Huh?
That means nothing when you're the best in the world. And you almost have the world record, and you show up and
It
lose
means
the
something.
Olympics.
It means roughly 10% of like an Olympic title, I would say.
No, hell no. It
championship.
means that the rest of the world knows that the Olympic Games will make or break you as a legend in this sport. And if you show up to the Olympics and you don't win, and you're supposed to win, that's a problem. Most of the world don't take the world championships that serious. That's why you see a lot of people sit out into the Olympics. That's why you see so many unfamiliar faces at the Olympics.
You have to realize in the 100, you can be talented as hell and even be in shape coming into the actual race. But a variety of factors can prevent you from winning. Huh?
If you were that talented and you fail, you go out there and you 100% and you don't win, it was a mental thing.
In the 100, no, not necessarily.
Segway, let me ask you something, man. What do you know about what's your background? Are you a coach?
Fred has a PR of 9.76, right? But
He
came into
now.
the Olympics and he got beat by Marcel Jacobs.
His PR was
at the time he wasn't 9.76 guy.
Fred PR'd in the final.
Okay, so
Fred PR'd in the final
prior to that final. So did Fred choke? Because he absolutely came in faster than Marcel did.
Fred came in with a 988.
And Marcel came with a 994, 995.
Okay, so he ran faster than his PR in that race.
And was he breaking tens? Was he breaking tens the majority of the time prior to that Olympics or not?
He didn't have to.
Okay, so like Noah Lyles in the final.
My point is, if you're the best person and you go in as the best person, and if somebody just think about it, Andre DeGrasse didn't run faster than Noah Lyles' PR to beat Noah Lyles.
Yeah, but he ran faster than his PR.
Hansel Parchment didn't run faster than Grant Holloway's PR to beat them. So if they didn't beat your best and you go in and you were healthy, you choked. Fred Curley PR'd in that final. Marcel Jacobs PR'd in that final. Marcel Jacobs just ran faster. So you can't say he choked.
Exactly.
They ran faster.
Exactly.
Okay, but then the next year at the World Championship, he was running 9.76, and in the final he ran.
Won.
He won with a slow times, like 9.8.
It was cold. He said the weather got colder.
It's Oregon, bro.
What?
So hold up. So you mean to tell me when on the prelims, if it's 85 degrees and nice, and then for the finals the temperature drops to 72 or 73 in Oregon, you don't consider that would be a factor in how he would perform?
Man, I mean, Marvin Bracey performed well. He wasn't running 9.8 all the time, and he's still.
I'm trying to make though. There's so many different factors that go in, especially into 100, that you can't say that someone is a choker for the rest of their career because they happen to not.
When you lose the 100-meter final, you don't listen. Let me tell you right now. Let me give you some prime examples. I want you guys to listen to me. And I know you're familiar with this one. Carl Lewis.
The only one that's dominant enough in the 100 to say that if they don't win, it's a choke is Prime Bolt. The rest of them are way too clustered together.
Let me say this right now. When Carl Lewis lost to Ben Johnson in 1987, when Ben Johnson broke the world record, that wasn't a choke. When he lost to Ben Johnson in 1988, that wasn't a choke. When Donovan Bailey ran 9.84 and beat Frankie Fredericks, that was a choke. Why? Because Frankie Fredericks running 986, 992, 987, 989 all year. And then when it comes to the Olympics, he can't. He failed.
So
Merlin Ottey was a huge choker.
Did Bailey break his personal best?
Yeah, but that was his only time breaking around in 9.8.
If you went by Aaron's criteria, you just have to be the other person's personal best for that.
Listen, when a person is running 9.88, 9.86 and shutting it down in the last 20 meters all year, like Frankie Fredericks was, and then he goes to Atlanta and gets the same profile, same thing he did in 1992, which where he finds a way to lose. Merlin Ottey, Frankie Fredericks, Allison Felix, they have a very similar profile where they have a lot of longevity, but they have a long history of losing and failing. That's what I'm saying. They are called choke queens.
If you surveyed a bunch of Olympic sprinters, all the ones that have choked, not choked, if you asked them to say whether a choker is based on your criteria, they would all say no. Because they
how do you know? How many Olympic sprinters have you spoke to?
They all know that they fucked up in a few races.
How many have you spoke to? Have you had this conversation before?
Didn't fuck up at the Olympics, but why? Because
have you had this conversation before? Have you had this conversation with Olympic sprinters before?
Go ahead and ask them. I guarantee.
I'm asking you. Have you ever had this conversation with Olympic sprinters before? Yes or no?
I'm asking you to go ask them.
No. Okay. Let me make sure. Let me ask this question one more time. Have you ever had this conversation with Olympic sprinters before to get their perspective on that?
Have you had this conversation with the Olympic sprinters?
You want to play games?
Get the conversation on this?
Yes.
No, this is the way you play. I've been watching.
I'll answer your question, and then you answer mine. The answer is yes. Have you?
And if the questions don't go your way,
yes. I'm answering your question. Yes.
No.
Yes. Have you?
Okay. Look.
You on your listen. On your social media profile right now, do anybody, Olympic sprinters or anybody who has a name, have the blue check mark to their name?
Oh, so
do they follow you?
Yeah, I get where you're trying to go here. I have to be in contact with like actual people in the sport, right?
To at least listen, because you're saying go ask them. Because you're saying go ask them, but you are not in a position to ask them.
With these big guys, your PR's not fast enough to be acting like, oh, you're associating with these big guys. You're so fucking fast yourself too. You're not.
I never said I was fast. I never said I was fast. I'm 40 years old. I ain't ran track in 20 years. But I'm saying is that the Olympic guys.
When you were running it, what would you run? Like 10-4, 21?
I was in high school. I got injured, man. I was a teenage father, so I quit track. That's not the point. What I'm saying is this.
You don't have to be in contact with actual Olympic
sprinters. Listen, but your point was to ask the Olympic sprinters what their position is. So I ask you, you are in contact with anybody with a blue check mark that is a world-class sprinter where you can ask them right now?
Bro, and even then, if you ask Noah Lyles if he failed at the last Olympics, which he already spoke on before.
But if you ask him if that's enough to qualify him as a choker for the rest of his career, what would he say?
I mean, he's gonna say no because he's talking about himself. And it doesn't, if his career ends today, then yes. But if he goes to this next Olympics and win,
he's a choker.
That's your biggest moment. That's your biggest moment. It's like a team. If they playing in the playoffs, they're the number one team all year, and they go to the Super Bowl and lose, they choked.
If he consistently doesn't medal
until they go win.
If he consistently doesn't medal at the Olympics, yeah, he's a choker. But I'm saying that a one Olympics that he's already been to, that the only Olympics he's been to, does not make him a choker in spite of all the championships he's won, in spite of all the times he's won 100 or 200 meter races.
What if he goes to this next Olympics and finish second place and he runs 19.6?
Oh, he choked that race. So
the sprinter, Harry Potter. If he lose, you go remove him off your page. If he lose at the Olympics, if Tebogo beats Noah Lyles, will you remove him out your page and get off and stop meat riding him? Would you do that? Would you promise us that?
Absolutely, man.
Who meat you gonna jump on in? Because you're gonna be on some black dude meat. You're not gonna go without riding some black guy's meat.
You have to consider this from the perspective of a track and field fan. Even if Noah does that, if he runs 19.6 and gets like second or third at the Olympics, you have to consider that from an average casual perspective, he runs the most races and he does it the most consistently fast. So even if he choked, he would still be more entertaining than the guy probably who beats him.
We're not talking about entertainment. Entertainment don't matter. They don't matter. They don't matter.
We're not talking about entertainment.
We're not talking about entertainment.
And doesn't win this Olympics, That means the two biggest moments in his track career, because the Olympic stage is the pinnacle of track and field. The two biggest moments he was on the biggest stage, he folded. He's the choker. So I'm
All
giving
right.
bro one more chance to go win it. But if he doesn't, he's a choker because he already choked at the last Olympics. Because like right now, he's the best 200 runner in the world. He was the best 200 runner in the world then, and he lost. If he goes in that same position and doesn't win this time, he's a choker.
You have to consider though that COVID definitely changed things up, and most people
Oh
don't
my
consider
God,
He didn't have
man. Oh my
COVID.
God.
you have to
He
consider
didn't
most
have
people don't.
COVID. Everybody
Most
went
people
through
are
the
going to
same
consider this more.
circumstances and showed up, and he lost. And that's just what it comes down to.
Listen. The problem, let me say this to him, Aaron. Let me say this to both of these white guys on here. The problem I have with white guys is you guys are small-minded. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be like funny. I'm just saying that you guys are so small-minded and so narrow-minded that since you guys have the genetic profile you have, you guys can't think outside of the box. You guys are smothered by your own mediocre thinking. Like, so a guy who's just up there is great to you guys because your genetic profile, because if you or your people went and they got a bronze medal, you would be considered to be a hell of a guy. But since we understand what excellence is, we understand what we're pushing and being great is, we know that if you're great and you don't show that you're great at the moment that's most important,
Noah's definitely watching, bro.
then you failed. And that's a problem. That's a problem.
I don't even know what you said.
What I'm saying is this: you don't have the knowledge. You don't have this. I'm not trying to be funny. You don't have the intelligence or the social intelligence, and probably not even the cognitive intelligence to fully understand how important those moments are to perform at your best when it matters. Now, had Noah went to the Olympics and ran a PR and lost to a guy who either broke the world record or ran faster, I could accept that.
Right.
But when you go to the Olympics and run 19.7 and you fail, and then you go run 19.5 2 weeks later, you choked in my book. That's the difference.
Yeah, because he wasn't mentally right.
None of us here said that he didn't choke.
No, he choked. He choked at that race.
That Olympics doesn't define his entire career, though.
Okay, if you fail at your biggest moment, okay, let me ask you something. As a man, Segway, how old are you, Segway? Segway, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, what do you think is the most important responsibility that you'll ever have as a man?
Probably being a father.
Yes. If you fail at the most important responsibility you have in the confines of being a man,
that's not the same thing. That's not the same
I'm
thing.
asking him a question. Would you consider your life to be a failure?
If that was a perfect analogy for the
if
context
you
of
failed as a father, but you succeeded in business, is your life a failure?
Not necessarily.
Yes or no? Is your if you go make $1 billion,
No,
but listen,
no.
if you listen, let me ask you, if you go make $1 billion, but all your kids end up on drugs or addicts or fucked up, selling sex online and doing a lot of messed up stuff, but you made $1 billion and you can stand on Forbes magazine, would you consider yourself to be a failure in life or a success?
My answer to that is that does not directly correlate to the context of track.
I'm asking you that question though.
That's
I'm
fine.
just asking you just answer the question. Well, look,
This
I'll answer it right now for you. Look, how about this? Let me answer it. Let me answer it, Segway. Let me answer it as a black man. This is where that Neanderthal thinking comes in, where you either can't answer a question or you don't know. And this, I'll answer it as a lion. Listen, I'll answer it as a lion. Huh?
What's up?
I'll answer it as a lion, and I'm gonna let you hyenas not be able to answer the question. And I'm gonna say this as a lion. If I make $1 billion,
look, how would this conversation look if I kept bringing up your race and calling you racial slurs?
Because I'm not calling you racial slur, but what I'm saying is this: your genetics matter.
When you say Neanderthal, you're not referring to white people.
Listen, what do you think? What is a Neanderthal? What is a Neanderthal?
Depends on how you define it, but it's
Yeah, you gotta. Can you answer the question straight, man? What is a Neanderthal?
A Neanderthal is a type of human.
Okay, so what did those type of humans do with modern humans? And who did they evolve to be? What did Neanderthals evolve to be?
Where
White
did
people in Europe.
black people?
See, that's what I'm. You can't answer the question, man. I just asked you a question.
What your
Who
question?
did Neanderthals evolve to be?
You ask trick
Neander-
question. Oh my
Are
God.
we anatomically? Are we Neanderthals? Any of us?
I'm asking you. Have you done a 23andMe? Have you ever done a genetic profile of yourself?
Me and this other white guy in the conversation, are we anatomically Neanderthals?
You guys interbred with modern. Listen, you got.
Okay.
You guys interbred with modern humans, but you guys still have a lot of Neanderthal characteristics. The way you guys operate, the way you guys think, and the way you guys move. And that's the facts. Now, if you understand anthropology, if you study anthropology, you would know this. Do you study anthropology?
No, I don't.
Exactly. Just say you don't know. Just say you don't know. Even people, even the comments saying that you don't answer questions. Just say you don't know. You did the exact same thing that the guy up top did. Instead of saying, "Look, I do not know," and that's my problem with you people. Your question
are dumb. You're asking dumb questions, so I
how's it a
cannot
dumb
answer.
question? I asked you earlier because you said you guys were so sophisticated over in France. And I said, what were you guys doing that were so sophisticated that made your genetics change, that made us, have something else? You said our technology. I said, what technology did you have? You said we had horses. I said, oh, what about TVs? What about airplanes? What did you have 2,000 years ago? You couldn't tell me nothing.
Okay. You interpret something that I didn't even said. I didn't even say that.
No, you didn't say nothing because you didn't know. The bottom line is you don't know and you don't know. And because of your Neanderthals and because and you got a simple mind, you guys try to answer a question that you don't know the answer to.
Listen to me.
You know what? I don't know.
Listen to me. I know the answer, but I am French. I don't know how to answer it in English. That's all.
No, listen. Even if we were talking in French right now, you wouldn't know. That's your excuse. That's a cop out. That's like you go somewhere into a store. A black dude goes to a store. They really don't want to mess with you. They'll say, "No English, no English. Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy." Okay, it's the same thing.
Then tell me the history in like a language you doesn't know.
Man, you don't know nothing, man. Just say you don't know nothing. You're 20 years old, living in your mama basement. You don't know nothing. That's the only thing I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
That's just no.
You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You live in your mama basement, man. You only had sex with one woman in your life. What could you possibly know? What could you possibly know?
Okay, so having sex with a woman make you know something like you.
This what you're on earth to do. You're on earth to be fruitful and multiply. How you gonna multiply when you're not having sex?
But I have a girlfriend, so I'm having sex.
Listen, man. Listen. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You need to get your life together. You need to get your life together.
You are 40 years old talking about 20 years old, how his life is like trash and all of this. You are 40 years old, a grown-ass man. You have kids, and you're talking about me?
Listen, initially when I brought you on to sit here and get an understanding of your perspective on issues and to see exactly. That's why Segway came on, because he saw you was getting murdered, man. You was getting slaughtered. You don't know nothing.
Because you
don't know nothing. You're in your mom. Listen, how do you think I knew you were? Listen, let me ask you this.
I'm out.
How did I know you were in your mom's basement? You were in your mom's basement, man. How did I know that? How did I know? I've never talked to you before. How did I know that?
You guessed it. And
so does it mean that I'm smart? Listen, does it mean I'm a more sophisticated human because I was able to guess that you're in your mom's basement, that black women don't like you, that you ain't hitting nothing, you ain't popped nothing, you ain't got nothing, you stop fronting. That's what I'm saying. How did I know that?
I'm tired.
Am I just that smart that I just was able to recognize that?
You know that don't make sense. You just guessed it, right?
Come on, man. Come on now. If I listen, you think I'm just that good where I can just guess where you at, where you living, who you having sex with, and what type of women like you because I just guessed? You think that was just a lucky guess? Is that what you think?
I mean, based on like
Based on what?
first
Looking at
impression,
you, I can tell by looking at
say a
you.
lot of
Now look
things.
at your page. I knew. I say this dude like Harry Potter, and he's a fucking dweeb. That's how I
I'm like
knew
Harry
who
Potter,
you were.
but okay.
That's how I knew what you were. I'm telling you. As soon as I started talking to you, I could tell you were narrow-minded. You were simple-minded. You were Neanderthal, and that's why you admire black athletes, because you idolize us. You sit back in your room. You sit back in your room, probably beating off on some Pornhub, and guess what? You look at us and you're like, I wish I could be there. I wish I wasn't running 11.3. I wish I wasn't running 22.8. You would love it right now. You would love it. It would change your life. Right now, you would give your left arm to wake up as a black man. You would. Hey, you wouldn't.
All right.
You would love to run 10. Listen, you would run my PR in high school. You would love to run 10.4, 10.5, be a state champion. You would love that. That's not even that fast. That's not even that fast. But in the Midwest, in cold weather, that's considered to be good. You would love that. You would love that. And that's my problem with you Neanderthals. Y'all can't get past yourself. Instead of just saying, you know what? I'm insecure. I don't like myself. My personality sucks. I don't have good cognitive intelligence. I don't have social intelligence. Nobody likes me. That's why y'all go end up doing what y'all do in schools, because y'all are messed up. Y'all are messed up. I'm serious. Somebody in the comments said, I said, well, what do white guys do over black guys that's better? And somebody said, be fathers. But guess what? They'll talk about black guys being absent fathers, but guess what? They won't talk about how white guys, you guys are the poster boys for familicide, for doing what you do to your family. Y'all end up on the Netflix specials. Why? Because y'all have a little girl that y'all want to date who's in Florida, and y'all want to get rid of your wife and kids because you can't think past go. You got, if we're the poster boys for leaving single moms, you guys are the poster boys for familicide. Go type on Netflix and say man does something to his wife and kids. I guarantee you it's a dude who looked like you that come up working at IBM on a computer all day. He get a little girlfriend, all of a sudden he don't say, man, let me just cheat. He don't do that. Guess what he go do? Guess what he go do? He said, let me go get rid of all of them because you guys don't have the brain capacity. So stop trying to criticize black men when you don't get your own stuff together. That's what I'm saying.
All right, man. Like, talk your shit. I don't care, honestly.
I'm not talking those. I'm telling the truth about you. You can't respond to the fact.
You're telling your truth. You're telling your truth.
I'm telling your truth. I knew your truth. I knew your truth before you even told me. How did I know that you live in your mom's basement? I'm not in Canada. I've never had a conversation with you before. I knew you lived in your mom's basement.
Child.
Exactly. You're a dweeb. You're a dweeb.
All right. Continue to think
that. You're a dweeb. You Harry Potter, man. You a Harry Potter. So go back and do some. Go
really
back in your book and J.K. Rollins. Exactly.
You really find yourself funny. You really find yourself funny.
Yeah, I'm real funny. I'm funny. It's true.
It continues to be funny.
Yeah, exactly. You Harry Potter. So stay in your place, man, and get your life together. Exactly. Punk ass white boy. He hung up too. Yeah. Okay, guys. All right.